I'm James Kirk.
I'm Michi Hoyer.
And you're watching simnews.tv.
So everybody, we have had a fabulous first half of the season, hasn't we? It's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant this 2019 so far. We're here at Silverstone to start the second half of the season here at GPVWC, the WTF1 GPVWC Super League here in 2019. I hope you're all keeping well, and I hope you all enjoy a fabulous evening's racing here as well. I'm David Carter. I'm sure I'll be joined in a few moments' time by Tom Parker, and on the cameras this evening we have got Gerrit de Vries here as well, providing with all the pictures and overlays as well as all the on-track action. So, hope you're all going to enjoy it. I hope you've had a nice couple of weeks or so. Of course, after tonight's race, we've got a 1 month break, and then we head off to Hockenheim after that for round 10. But this is, of course, round 9 here at Silverstone, British Grand Prix, and for a lot of drivers, their home, and teams actually as well. A lot of them for it's their home Grand Prix as well. So, going to be exciting action. Nonetheless, as qualifying will just about start in a few minutes. I just see Sven de Vries bin his car going down the back straight there and losing his front wing. But that is practice done and dusted. So let's see what's going to happen here this evening. So championship standings, while they were waiting for the server to tick over, we're just going to check those out. The gap at the top of the championship, Alex Siebel now leads the championship now. He's taken that position. Leads Yannick Bart by 4 points. It's 151 playing 147. Then in third place, Dennis Jordan, 40 points behind, 117 points. Fabio Sixter, 97 points. And Eros Pascula, he won his first race since his return to GPVWC. He won last time out as well. P5 in a very, very wet Canada, of course, if you guys remember that one. He's P5 in the championship. Matches moves in 6 as well. Teams Championship, Evolution Motorsports 264 playing ACR 194 and Red Archer playing 149. As everyone now just queuing up in the pit exit as we start qualifying here. Once again, a very sunny Silverstone. It's a very rare time of year for us to get a bit of sunshine, must be said, but we're going to enjoy it while it lasts. 25 degrees track temperature. Quite warm out there. Probably a good range of these tyres as well, as we start qualifying. See the first cars head out on the circuit. Let's see who's first car out on track at the moment. It looks like Christian Pasquale, of course, in the Edge Esports racing car. Doing this, I think, his third event for the team, and him in particular, Dan Brewer looking very, very strong, actually, for this event. While they're on their lap as well, I'm going to let you know some changes in the teams, because there's always one or two changes in these teams. Yuka Pekalelu in P13 at the moment. He's joined from Zurich after Wupke Hoekstra's simply said, I've had enough, pretty much, at Zurich. He's not here today, but Yuka Pekalelu's taking that particular car. Chris Butcher's driving for Red Bull Street Fighter. He's going to be obviously teammates here today with Florian Gaia. That's the troubles at Red Bull Street Fighter mean that Chris Butcher's had to step in that seat. And Noah Chiller has in P18 at the moment. He's taken the primary seat, I believe, at Mad Cape. So we'll be seeing him a lot in that car, I believe, for the rest of the season. He's, of course, taken down Brewer's seat because Brewer went to Edge Esports. April Karsvard is also in the WTF1 seat this evening. And Mitchie Hoyer is in the permanently now in the Scuderia Brasilia car after the promotion of Stefan Rilt to ACR. So it's all chopping and changing as ever here at GPV. Always a bit of action going on and off the track. So first lap times, so I'm going to try and find Christian Pasquale's car. Where is he in the standings at this moment in time? There he is. P11 on the track, but on the racetrack he's currently the first man out to set a going to be the first man to set a lap time. Of course, you'll see most drivers again use the softest tyre, ultra soft tyre here for qualifying. A track like Silverstone, quite a lot of wear as I see Christian Pasquale make a mistake there, coming out of Woodcut onto the old pit straight. And high-speed corners here, like here, so here at Cops, it's going to really wear out that left front tyre. Going to be very, very difficult around here because the high speed puts a lot of pressure and force on that left front tyre in particular. So it's going to be difficult to manage as Pasquale makes a mistake there, actually going through Magnets Beckett's and onto the hangar straight. So this lap's not going to be a good benchmark for him, but he might have a second run out on this track. He goes around, he pits straight away there. So Pasquale there doesn't set a lap time. I believe the car behind might be doing. And that is Alex Siebel, reigning champion, championship leader now after the results at Canada. There he is as the benchmark, 26-0 there for the reigning champion in ACR. Across the line there. And Eros Musculi, of course, race winner last time out for the first time in 3 years for Edenis back then as well. And he has done a lap time there, 26-0 as well. Official pole setter though, here he is once again. Fabio Sixter. Of course, one in Turkey, of course, Istanbul. And he set the provisional pole here for Red Archer, who'll be loving this season, of course. Red Archer, they've been really, really solid and consistent, without race victories and a podium here and there. And now we're looking to really strengthen this second half of the season and really challenge the ACRs and Evolutions at the front of the field. Probably got 28 cars in the server. And Yannick Box now got provisional pole, 25.8. So again, really, really close times. If you're new to GPVWC, maybe your first ever broadcast, I'll say all the cars they get developed. The cars change slightly as they have real work development on the car's aerodynamics, the engines as well. The engine suppliers, they upgrade their cars as well. So you'll see different characteristics between each cars and different styles of setup and how their philosophies all change as well over the course of the season. But of course, who can get the most out of their setup and their package, really. And Evolution's Yannick Bock currently setting that provisional pole, 7 thousandths clear of Fabio Sixter. Daniel Brewer, who had a very, very strong showing in Canada, got P2 and his debut for Edge Esports there, currently P3 as well. Looking down the order, let's say Quick was there in 6th on his return to Mad Cape. He missed it out in Canada, but he's returned now for the Mad Cape and looking really, really strong. I saw him in testing actually just before qualifying, and he looked pretty handy in the Mad Cape. Obviously, they've had good development in that car. It'll be interesting to see how they do today at Mad Cape. Seeing who else is on the circuit. Okay, ridiculously close times once again. Just seeing who's up on their lap times. I don't think anyone is really making gains so far. A lot of people piling into the pits actually, which is going out for a second run. We've got 9.5 minutes here to go. If you've got any questions, I'll say feel free to pop them in, and if I'm keeping an eye on the broadcast, I'll try and read them out as they go along. If you're new to GPV as well, feel free to check out the description of the video below how to get involved actually in GPVWC as well. There's plenty of series and championships to get involved with as well. We've got an academy series as well for new members and out of contract drivers as well, who will be racing actually here at Silverstone next Tuesday as well. So feel free to check out the description below how to get involved. Obviously you have to have R Factor 2 and a relevant mods on the game for you to be able to race it, but I say it'd be really, really satisfying for your experience as well if you did decide to take part, because the action is always really fierce and exciting here, no matter where we go and what series that we're running. Looking at lap times, can't see a huge amount going on. I think most people's on that. I'm just seeing David Fidix actually starting a lap in the Hawkeye, currently P13. And for Hawkeye, it's been one of struggle, really. The development has not been so good on that car. See, Fidix struggled a little bit. You know, he got from ACR at start the 8. He's now moved to Hawkeye, and just things haven't really kicked off, have they? It's just been a bit of a struggle for the double champion. But here on his home Grand Prix, obviously, he actually took his first win here in GPVWC Super League, actually, here at Silverstone. So, good memories, of course. Let's see what he can produce here today in the Hawkeye car there. Down the field, no one's really up on their time still, just looking through. No one's really improving. Here's a man who's improving in P8 at the moment. Right, Kilk here in the Epic Racing car there as he gets a pretty handy run. He's going to have DRS down here as the Edge Esports car gets out of the way. They're down a hanger straight up towards Stowe. You can take a lot of speed in these cars. He actually turns in 5th gear there at 140 miles an hour, or about 220 kilometers an hour if you prefer the European currency. He goes through the chicane. Final section of the circuit, gets a bit of a wiggle on out of the chicane, but here he comes across the line. Actually, a bit further down here, the start finish straight, but he goes at the P6 there. Just a 10th and a half off pole. A really solid job there for the Estonian. Proving his credentials to be a really good driver. Dennis Jordan needs to get up the field a little bit. He's currently in 9th position, but on an improvement time here as well. Third in the championship as well, the German. He goes through the chicane one more time, and this is a decent improvement here from Dennis Jordan. He's going to come across the line. He's going to put himself into provisional pole position here for Dennis Jordan. So there's still 6.5 minutes or so to go here in this session, but putting a benchmark there for everybody else to hit the target. So it's currently in Evolution 1-2 with Bock in P2 there. Fabio 6 has jumped into P3 as well from Brewer, from Alex Siebel in P5. He's currently improving after his Sector 1. Actually set a purple sector there as well. Erasmus Scully in P6, Kilk in P7 there, Jerome Quico in the Mad Cape P8. Sapala's done a nice job actually there. He's been one who's, compared to his teammate, he's always sort of not been quite there regarding pace. But P10 at the moment, someone actually just jumps up. It's actually Jerome Quico there in P9 in the Mad Cape. Sapala there in 10th. He just goes down another spot actually there as well. Sergi Harras looks like he's just jumped up to P8 as well. I've got more purple sectors here coming up as well. We got Alex Siebel there, or P6, currently 10th half up after Sector 2. And we've also got Brewer behind him as well. So P6 a moment here for Siebel. P3 goes, well actually, yeah, P4, as Dan Brewer takes pole position provisionally here for Edge Esports after an impressive debut here in Canada. Gets that provisional pole, and really, really impressive. So it's a man with a lot of people keeping an eye on for a long time. Impressive performances at Mad Cape, particularly last year and at the start of this year as well. Here he is, you know, just proving his worth once again, and opening a few eyes down in the up and down the paddock and in the community as well. He leads here from Dennis Jordan, from Bock, from Siebel, from Sixter, from Jeffrey Fournier to meet up to P6, Musculi. Sergi Harras there, P8 for Flag to Flag, which looks like to me a new livery on that car as well. Right, Kilk and Quico there around at 10. Looking further down the order, Pasquale's currently up on his time, currently P14. He goes round Cops Corner once again, as I'm delighted to say. We've been joined by Tom Parker here once again. Tom, obviously our home Grand Prix here today, and one kicking off the second half of the season in style, hopefully.
Yep, and what a track it is. Absolutely wonderful to drive in these cars this year. Really, really good fun. Fast flowing, real driver's circuit. And we've seen some really good racing, especially yesterday in Super League Light. So fingers crossed it'll continue.
Yeah, definitely definitely hitting the raising the bar regarding standards yesterday. It was a fantastic race. But here comes Christian Pasquale, P14 at the moment. He's just going to up on his time. He's up to P6. A nice jump there. So Edge Esports here. Really looking on form today, you know, currently P1 and P6 in the lap times here today. Scully there coming round. They're coming up to the final chicane. He's also up on his time today. And of course, a race winner last time out here. Tommy's team looking really, really sharp. I was talking to Melo beforehand as well. He really feeling good today as he jumps up to P2.
Yeah, I mean, the only boob up he's made so far is joining the test server. So I don't know how he managed that. But yeah, like I said, won the race last time out in pretty dominant fashion, didn't he, really? He really controlled the race all throughout. And obviously, you say Edgy Sports looking good as well. Dan Brewer got a first podium for himself in Super League last time out. Obviously, on the up again is Mr. Brewer and so are Edge. So fingers crossed he can keep that going.
Just see Sapala moving up to P9 as well. Again, he just seems to be revitalised here in qualifying today. As you just see Martin Rybachuk actually just join the server as well. He'll be racing today. Probably for an emergency drive for one of the teams. I'm not quite sure. I don't actually know who he's driving for, actually. So I've just about to find that out now.
Hawkeye.
He's driving for Hawkeye. So that means that Liam Duval won't be here tonight because we obviously got David Fidek already qualifying. And look at the lap times there. Top 17 separated by half a second. Ridiculously close once again here.
Yeah, so I know Duval was having some problems with his wheel. Wasn't centering properly, which isn't the nicest of things to have, especially with such a wheel as a Fanatec. So it does happen from time to time. So I know he's been out for the last couple of races, and he's been busy with I guess exams he's been busy with. But yeah, he's not been out for the last couple of races. Fingers crossed he'll be back next time. Very talented driver. Got pole position in Monaco last year, if I remember rightly. But Kilk, second place in the... what car is he driving for? I've forgotten. The Epic, sorry. Brain fade. Kilk looking good in second place. Only 0.04 of a second behind Mr. Yannick Bock, who is looking to bounce back after a bit of a disappointing Canada. Well, I say disappointing. He still did quite well, but obviously he made his mistake. Along with Alex Seaboard looking to bounce back.
Yeah, Bock on that pole actually missed that. The fact that he took provisional pole and Kilk got second. Brewer with third. Musculi in fourth. So 4 different cars in those top 5 positions at the moment. Then it's Jordan there getting a good first set today. He's got the slipstream actually. He's in P5 at the moment. He's got the slipstream from Brian Queekle's car. There's a minute and a half left to go in this session, so cars will all be just firing out the pits now to get their final runs out. Moose looks like he's going to be staying in the pits in 12th. He ain't going to get time to get another one in, unfortunately for him. But to say for Red Archer, that is not the sort of performance they would have been expecting here. You know, Red Archer, very strong start of the season. You know, and looking to carry that on, of course. But let's say for, you know, we got, of course, Sixter in 7th and Moose in 12th. Obviously going to be a bit up and down from track to track. Depends on the car, of course. But not what I was expecting, I guess.
No, I'm not just going to say Red Archer have probably been one of my teams of the year, actually. Probably, if not the team of the year for me, in terms of what everyone was expecting them to do. Sixter and Moose have obviously come in and done a fantastic job this year, haven't they? I mean, really quick. Sixter especially getting the podium in his 4th places. So Red Archer are doing really good. But yeah, a bit of a disappointing one for Moose today. But who knows? I mean, it's not always Lostrom. I mean, I know, who was it? Van der Neat yesterday started 21st. I think he finished 6th. So, I mean, qualifying far down is no problem around here.
The thing is, it's a track you can race on properly. You can overtake, no problem at all. So we just see a few cars just backing up to start their final runs. But yeah, overtaking around here, no problem whatsoever. You can get the run. You've got the speed on cars. You've got the straights are long enough here as well. You've got heavy braking zones as well. So nice overtaking opportunities. And you can understand completely why so many drivers enjoy racing around here, like Super League likes yesterday. Proven completely. So checker flags now out, of course. Going to see who is going faster. Dan Brewer is up after sector 1, only 9 thousandths down on the pole time, as Dennis Jordan just completely wiped out his car going out of a woodcut there. That's a really interesting one, but he's in the pits and he completely destroyed his car. I wonder if he ruined a couple of people's laps there, because I did see a car coming towards him. There was a very strange incident that was, but one we won't dwell on too much as we've got people on their laps, of course. Let's have a look to see who's going fast at the front of the field. Yannick Bock's going actually a little bit quicker as well. And Brewer's going to come across. He's going 4th place. The Siebel goes provisionally on pole position there by 200th of a second there. Here comes
Sixter on pole.
There we are, Sixter on pole again, improving again, 25.7. This is a bit of a lottery now. Yannick Bock's going faster as well. We just see a flag-to-flag car spinning off out of Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel. So here comes Yannick Bock across into the final complex of corners. And this could be professional pole here for Evolution Motorsports here again. And Yannick Bock, as he opens that DRS, going towards the ladder. And there he goes. A 25.685 to take that professional pole. And it looks like no one's going to be touching that because everyone else seems to have finished their lap times.
Seems to have caught Chris Williams somehow. He's told to congratulations, Fabio. But Yannick, obviously, the last person I saw across the line in taking pole. So, yeah, obviously, Fabio, that was out of nowhere. But then Bock, once again, out of nowhere. I was just going to say, before Bock put his time in, the top 8 separated by a tenth of a second. And then Bock does that, it's 800 clear, so good stuff. And just being seeing that Jordan's screen went black, so might explain why he had his incident.
Yes, he probably have to get those issues fixed as well. Bright Kilk as well, 4th place for the Epic. Brilliant effort from him. Brewer as well in 5th, Pasquale in 8th as well. Dino Paolini in 10th after getting that pole position in Canada. We thought that was like a one-off good performance in the wet, but Paolini putting that car in 10th position here as well. Really good effort as well for him. You know, looking further down the list, you know, it's a bit of a real mixed bag. Obviously, a few new names coming in today. Tom, some people, I think it's their first Super League race as well. We've got like Luca Pekalelu in there as well. Chris Butcher returning to Super League as well here today with Red Bull Street Fighter. So it's a good track to actually do one of your first Super League races on, but it's still a challenge. You've got 29 cars out here this evening. If you're back there near the back of the grid, we saw in yesterday's race in Super League lights as well. That can get very, very compact very, very quickly in the opening lap.
Yeah, well, I found out for myself how compact it can be at the back. But it's great because you get to race. Like you said earlier, it's a racing track. You can really race here. And there's more than one opportunity to overtake. There's some real cracking roofs done around here. Maggotts and Beckett, so there are people going left, right, and centre around outside of people. And Stowe, Cops, such high-speed corners that you can really, if you've got the balls, just do it. And yeah, it's such a fun circuit. But it's going to be interesting to see who can make the strategy work. From what I can understand, it's going to be a 2-stopper. 1-stopper is doable. I know some people did it yesterday in Super League Lights, so it is definitely doable. Obviously, a little bit longer races here, but they seem to have better tyre wear in this series. So aiming for a 2-stopper. We'll see who's on the one. If they're starting on Ultras, I doubt they'll go on to the 1-stopper, but it's going to be interesting because obviously you've got quite a short pit lane here. It's a pit stop lost time of about 22 seconds. So we've got good information for the engineers there to get their cars back on track and in clear air. Because if you can get some clear air, that's the main thing around here. Because obviously, dirty air around here. Like I said, high-speed corners are fun. Not when you're behind someone, because god damn, does that hurt you and your tyres. So getting some clear air can be quite vital here.
Yeah, it's important to make your way up through the field with strategy, and having a well-balanced car around here will be critical as well with the setup, because corners like Cops, for example, I saw in practice there's a few cars spinning off at Cops corner, and Maggotts and Beckett's as well getting it wrong. Saw Sven de Vries crash to get exiting onto or entering Hangar Straight actually as well. He completely binned his WTF1 car into the wall. So very, very tricky circuit to get the balance of the car right as well, get some speed out of it. But I say it's going to be a very, very interesting one here today. You know, we've got 52 laps coming up of racing here as well. And for those who have just joined in, I say welcome to you guys who's watching it at home. And if this is your first Super League or GPVWC broadcast as well, feel free to check out in the YouTube video, the description below, and see how you can get involved. If you want to get racing or what, maybe you got a team and you want to enter your team as well. Obviously, team entries for ITC, I believe, will come up very, very soon. They are touring car series here, and also for next year, we'll be opening the career ladder once again when the season's over with. So about sort of November, December time, you'll see team entries coming open as well. So yeah, feel free to get involved, even if you want to do a bit of media work, a bit of commentary, a bit of camera work as well, a bit of media work, a bit of writing work. There's always positions here for you here to get involved and be creative, be yourself. That's what it's all about here at GPV. So but for tonight at least, it's going to be a fascinating one indeed, and we don't really know how it's going to play out, because obviously, as you rightly say, Tom, strategy is going to be a big part of this. And who can get the Manashi's ultra soft Siglet the opening stint here? I think it's actually been critical to get the jump, because I think the pitting early come out really, really beneficial at a track like this, can't it?
Yeah, it can. So ultra softs genuinely yesterday were lasting about 15, 16 laps, and you could see the benefit of pitting earlier, because I was racing Jack Mayer. Shout out to Jack, had a really good race with him yesterday. He pitted a lap before me. I was only about a second behind, and he pitted one lap before me. He ended up 5 seconds up the road because the undercut worked so well. Okay, my tyres might have been a bit rubbish, but he makes it work. And I know a lot of people have made paces. I think Kia, forget your surname from yesterday, but he did a really good job in his debut for Super League Lights, got third, and I think he used the undercut quite well. So having the clear air in, like I said, because dirty air here is so effective, especially for Americans and Beckett's, and it's just mental. So you've got to try and look after your tyres. This is why Yannick Bock's in the best position, really. Obviously, he's at the front, as you think, but he hasn't got any of this dirty air, so he can control the race to his pace as long as he gets a good start. So taking the lead, having a good first opening lap is very, very important.
I'm going to make the racing here very interesting as well, particularly when you get to the final laps of this race. You know, when you dirty air, when you might be obviously the quicker car, but that dirty air can completely wreck your tyres as well. So track position here be really vital here today, and a good run at these corners, because this track actually, probably more than anything else, actually is probably one of the strongest of the effects of dirty air in the whole calendar. So we'll find out how the racing plays out this evening. 6.5 minutes here to go. I'm just going to read you out some of the. Luckily, I've done some research before tonight, which makes change, and I've got some penalties to be had as well. So we found out that Jeffrey Fournier has got a 10-place grid penalty to take as well for the Epic Racing team. Eros Pasculi, after winning at Canada, he's got a 10-place grid penalty to take as well. But I spoke to Menno Clont about that. He said, to be fair, it's absolutely worth it. You know, getting that race victory, the first one for 3 years, it was absolutely worth it. So they was not too disheartened really with that. Florian got 15 places for Red Bull Street Fighter there as well. And I believe that's the only penalties we'll see. You might see one or two more come in as well. But they're the main penalties for at least the regulars that take part here today. Let's see if Fabulous Racing action as well, and see how those guys make up through the field from their lower grip starting positions. 25 degrees here as well, Tom, here today, both ambient and track temperatures. It's going to be challenging. You know, these 3 opening laps, you know, it's going to be a struggle on these ultras, I think. It's one of the hottest races we've had actually for a while. I think it's not boiling hot, but it's hotter than normal, I believe.
Yeah, it's warmer than it was in Montreal, isn't it? And quite a bit drier as well. So, yeah. I don't think there's any risk of rain today. We saw a little spattering of rain in Super Cup, didn't we, on Tuesday? But nothing. I don't think it even got into the Inters, did they? So expecting a dry race today, which I'm sure a lot of people will be happy to see. Makes it nice and straightforward, like I said, 2-stopper. But yeah, it is hot. It's not easy. I've got a fan running in my room, so I can't imagine what some people are enjoying, especially in mainland Europe. So hot track, obviously high-speed corners, you're going to have a struggle today with some tyres. But like I said, nailed on 2-stopper, I'd say. We might see the odd people. Someone like Masculi, for example, maybe going to 1-stop, working from the back of the grid, we'll see. But it's an interesting one. But yeah, it's a nice track, like I said, nice, fun track.
Really fun, and hopefully some great battles as a result, nice and clean as well. I think we're going to see some scraps, particularly when you get to the Wellington Straight as well. Maggots and Beckett's, when they go side by side through there. We saw one or two incidents there yesterday, I seem to remember, as also at the start of the race as well, Tom. I saw you won't get down into too much, but unfortunate start you had yesterday, having to start from the pits as well. So
it was fun. I enjoyed it. It kept me safe from turn 1. Obviously, nothing happened, but no. I spoke to Pedro about that. It's I think his pedal spiked. It's very odd. Never seen it before. Pedro, I know Pedro's not the sort of guy to do that. So,
no.
Like I said to him, actually, it probably helped me because it means I could do the 1-stopper properly. So there we go.
Yeah, and I say you avoided all the incidents at the start as well. So I actually said to, because I was watching the race with a few mates as well. I said, to be fair, it's probably helped you out, starting from the pits, and poor old Pedro as well. He could have been making it out of the pits at the start because of his pedals. So it's hopefully it's an issue he can get fixed, as well as Liam Devell as well with his wheel as well. You know, technical issues are always a thing here. You know, at GPV. You know, when you least expect it, as well. Sometimes you just get a technical issues that really throws you off, either in the race, before the race, and it can affect you. Not can affect you as a driver, it can affect the team's result as well. So it's always unfortunate, but hopefully we'll see those guys come back and race here once again. So 3.25 minutes here to go. Yeah, and put your predictions in chat as well. Who's going to be? I'll tell you what as well. Not only race winner today, but who do you think is going to be the surprise package here today? Here, Tom, I say is a few because Silverstone is a track that you can have that. I guess with the strategy and the way the track flows and all the battling, you can probably see one or two surprises move up for the field.
Oh yeah, I mean we were sort of surprised last time out, didn't we? Obviously with Masciuli, Brewer, and Co up the front, beat Paolini on pole as well, wasn't he? So,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. Zapala's looking pretty strong today. Looking pretty strong in that car there. So maybe we'll see some more from him. Obviously, Adonis doing a very good job at the moment. Obviously, the last two races have been one of the teams to beat, haven't they? Along with Archer. So looking at those, obviously from the back of the grid, you've got Moose's bit out of position. Could be looking pretty good from there. I wouldn't know. Surprise package. I wouldn't know who's going to win this race. Like I said, you can pole position last time was Paolini. He finished 10th, didn't he?
Yeah.
Bach on pole today. Obviously, he needs to try and kickstart his championship. Obviously, him and Siebel had some incidents last time out, obviously separately, but they're looking to bounce back as well. So I wouldn't want to put a finger on a winner. I never want to anymore. I don't think pole position's won a race for quite a while. Actually, I need to look back at it, but. Yeah, it's a tough one, especially around, like you said, around track like this where you can really race, where keeping in a DRS train is quite important. It's just going to be based on who can get through the first lap, get through the strategy, and just keep it calm and collected during the race.
Interesting here as well, because it's quite a fuely track as well on Silverstone. A lot of engine power needed as well, and I'm just looking at the engine R&D actually, and Valiant, who's been the peak of. Performance, they're almost like the Mercedes in Formula One terms. Just looking at their development, it looks like they've just missed a couple of developments because they're well behind statistically at least the likes of Quasar, Benton, and Talos as well. So for maybe in the race, because I'm looking at the figures here. I mean, they're the only team who's not focused on power, which is like Silverstone as well. I mean, there's a few extra horsepower, down the straight. Down say Hangar Straight or Wellington Straight could be really key. Some teams have really worked trying to get a balanced engine out of this.
Yeah, and obviously Valiant have gone there. They've gone for that direction. They've gone for what they want to do for whatever their own reasons. But upgrades can obviously play a massive part. I think they've got. Am I right in saying Valiant have got quite a lot of fuel upgrades? I know
they have. They've just focused on fuel. I say there's a couple of other teams as well who've done basically the same amount of fuel, but they've also done engine upgrades as well. And Quasar's done a mixture of power and even mapping as well. Now they focused on the engine mapping of the car as well, so they've gone for a more balanced setup. Valiant have just done fuel, but they're about 30 points behind some other teams regarding the engine as well. How much they've researched the engine, 25, 30 points. So that could tell over a race distance. Maybe not so much in qualifying, but maybe the race as well. That could start to bite them a little bit, potentially.
Yeah, it could do. I mean, I think probably setup's probably going to be a bit more effective around in some of the straights. I know yesterday I was talking to Ben Willis, Drake, and he was saying that I was unstoppable on the straight, and I was like, no, I wasn't. You should have seen Jack Mary. He was even faster than I was. So, I mean, a lot of it is set up. I think it's quite important this year in terms of how you set up a car. Your top speed, obviously, is going to get you in these straights, especially, like I said, Wellington and Hangar. You can get some overtaking done in both of those places. So, interesting to see who's gone for high speed, who's gone for the higher wings. It's going to be a fun one, and warm-up ticks over. So, we're just going through the race briefing now. Chris Williamson reminding drivers not to pit on the final lap of the race. It is actually quicker to go through the pit lane, as we found out a few years back. But don't think we'll be doing that again.
No, well, I think they've moved the start line further down the track as well this year.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So it's a nice little update, because I normally real life it's right near the start of the straight, isn't it? But they've moved it right down the far end of the straight now. So no chance of doing that. I think I was thinking about that doing FC, but game 1 or 2. But as soon as I saw him move the start-finish line down. I thought, no chance. There's no point. But of trying that one. So these guys are all fairly professional drivers anyway. They wouldn't dream of doing anything like that. So I imagine as we go over now to the race session, and everyone now moving up onto the grid. All 29 cars today. We're actually missing one green stripe racing car today. Apart from that, everyone has fully attended. Everyone's filled up their seats. A nice full 29 car grid here today. 52 laps to come here at GP. Stay tuned. I say it's going to be a fascinating race, I think, today. Obviously, we saw Super League lights yesterday, Tom, and that was really action-packed. Obviously, Super Cup as well. FC, they've all been cracking races here this week or last week or two. And hopefully, we're going to top it off here today with a brilliant headline act, hopefully.
Yeah, 52 laps around here. Concentration, you've got to keep it quite high. Like I said, fast speed corners means you can have some quite spectacular incidents. So, who can keep their head the best? Who can keep focused? And yeah, just best pace, best strategy will win this race. At the end of the day, I mean, newcomers, Lalo, I know, for example, regular Super League lights, you can see what he can do. Cameron Roger in for flag to flag today. I've seen Chris Butcher as well. For Street Fighter, what can he do? Also, right up the top end of Super League lights. So, will be a good indication to see what the talents of the second and third series of the career ladder can do in the main top series.
Time for me now to go and have a look down the grid. So, Yannick Bock here. Second in the championship. He gets that pole position there for Evolution Motorsports. Alongside him will be Fabio Sixter. carrying on his brilliant form here this year. He's going to round out the front row of the grid. Alex Siebel, championship leader, reigning champion as well. He's in the ACR row 2 of the grid, P3. Alongside him, Wright Kilker. Brilliant performance there from him for the Epic Racing car. One of their best qualifying performances of the year, P4. Dan Brewer there. Carrying on his great start for his Epic esports racing career there in P5 with Dennis Jordan in P6 alongside him. Christian Pasquale will start in 7th with Dino Paolini, really benefiting from penalties. P8 there from Zurich, really good job from him. Sergio Harras there in P9 for flag to flag with Sapala there running at the top 10 as well. Milnek there in P11 with alongside him with Matches Moose there in the second of the Red Archer cars. Quico in P13 with Stefan Rualt there in the second of the ACR cars down in P14. After his grid penalty, Aris Mascudi will be P15 with Michi Hoyer there. We're getting a permanent seat in Scuderia Brasilia there. He's in P16 for this event. Yuka Pikalelu there in P17, the second Zurich cars with Jeffrey Fournier after his grid penalty starting down in P18. David Fidek there. Really been in baptisms of fire here since this year. P19 for him with Chris Butcher there in his first drive for Red Bull Street Fighter in P20. Alex Cooper there, P21 after a nice showing actually in the last few rounds. Actually, he's been really mixing up there with the big boys up. He's down in P21. Noah Chiller, I believe his debut in Super League. He's going to be starting P22. Cameron Roger in P23 with Sven de Vries starting alongside in the first of the WTF1 cars. Riccardo Pellegrini and Vinicius Ranieri going to make it a Storm row 13. Marcin Rybachuk in the second of the Hawkeyes. He's in 27th with April Carsvard in P28 in the second of the WTF1 cars. And Florian Gaia going to start in the pit lane. Just let you know on tyre choices, it looks like everyone at the front of the field is doing ultra softs. And I believe the first car, and the only car actually, to choose super softs is April Carlsford. Starting right at the back of the field. Florian Guy, I think, will be choosing the same.
Softs. No, softs.
Softs?
Yeah, he'll be
they've all changed at the end.
Them.
Here comes the lights. They're all coming on 5 lights. And away they go. And it looks like a pretty decent start from Yannick Brock. He gets away really well there. Sixer just tucks in behind. He's going to turn 1 here. Once again, first time around. Bit of time car spinning around and around. That is at the Brasilia car. Is that Michi Hoyer? It is. Yes, Michi Hoyer has had a spinning around like a top, but he rejoined circuit, but big damage on that car. As he goes around turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Looks like they're all getting away with that part of track pretty clean. I see both of the Hawkeyes are scrapping behind with the Storm cars and the Soul Green Stripes car. Green Flag Racing here going down the end of the Wellington Straight. They all get round there clean as well. Unlike yesterday, of course, it was a bit messy through there, but they all get round pretty nicely. A bit of damage at the back there. Chris Butcher's already lost his front wing. He's going to be a trip to the pits for him, as well as Noah Chiller as well. We're also about a front wing, but bit of an action-packed start there, Tom.
Yeah, it looks like it was all triggered. Mitchie tried to get the inside of, I'm assuming it was Ruau in the ACR. Got it a little bit wrong, and when he corrected the slide, he just stood straight into the epic of almost be Fournier being that far down. And I think that's where Butcher lost his front wing, as did Chiller. Yeah, that's where they hit, couldn't avoid Hoyer. So, unfortunate, one lap, one turn, one incident. Fingers crossed they all carry on. But yeah, it's a shame to see, but we carry on at the front as always.
Contact flag to flag going off at Stowe corner there. That was Sergio Rasta. It's 3 wide there. More contact. And then there goes Paolini. They're backing into the circuit. It's absolute carnage here. They're all flying off the circuit. Look at that. We've got Brewer there diving for the pits as well. He's got without a front wing. We have to get a replay of this on the string because this has been chaos. So we've got Moose there as well. He's in the pits. Butcher's already in as well. Mishuli's lost his front wing as well. I'm going to crack back on the replay on this because this is a big incident. We just want to see where this all started here, Tom. This was really, really dramatic stuff.
Yeah, so, I mean, coming out of Stowe, so who would have cast ahead of Paolini just there?
There was a car running wide. It was Pasquale. It all started off with Harass and Pasquale with the diving down the inside with Sapala. And Pasquale, and that was the flag-to-flag car. Pasquale then rejoins the circuit really across the track. And as a result, Paolini dives right a little bit into the side of, I think that's Mashuli's car.
Mashuli, yeah.
And then just carnage behind. And
I mean, yeah, I think Pascal could have been a bit more careful coming back onto track there. Paolini, I mean, he wasn't turning right. His wheel's absolutely straight. Left, it's actually turning left away from Mashuli, in fact. So, not his fault. Pascal should have been a bit more careful. Mashuli maybe could have been a bit more aware of what was going on the left, but we'll have to see. That's up for DC to decide. But unfortunately, it's comprised quite a few races.
He has, and they're all coming out of the pits as well. So they're all still going, but Chiller's been affected, obviously. Mashuli, Butcher, Moose, Real as well. Pasquale, of course, as well. Paolini, he looks like he's got a crapping car as well. So a lot of routes has been affected already. So first lap here, been absolute carnage here at Silverstone. As we just see Pellegrini and Michi Hoyer actually battling for P19 at the moment. They're getting banging wheels as well, coming out of the last corner there as well. But back at the front of the field, it's been all fairly, very close, very peaceful. Yannick Bott maintains his lead from Sixter. Siebel there as well in P3 as well. He's doing a nice job. Brewer in 4th. Kilk's dropped back a place from the start. He's in P5. Dennis Jordan 6th. Sapala in 7th. He actually come out really well actually from all the carnage that happened behind him as well. He's in P7. Queekel in 8th. Milnick there in 9th. And then Sergi Harris ran out of 10.
Shout out to Mr. Sven de Vries, 24th to 12th on lap 1.
And for YTF1 as well, again, I always say this, big opportunity to get some points on the board here for YTF1. We'd all love to see that today. You know, they've got a slightly updated livery on the car as well today. Gone for more of a white and red look, getting rid of the black, adding the white on the car. But we really want to see them get some points today and really just get on the board. That's what it's all about. And an incident like that, they'd be rubbing their hands now with Sven de Vries and thinking, yeah, we can get some points today. As we just see Fabio Sixter back at the front, having a look at Yannick Bott, but not taking the opportunity. And he goes round once again. And going to lead the 3rd lap here. 3 laps done already. It's been pretty hectic stuff. 5 different cars in the top 5 places as we start lap number 4 here. And the first 8 cars, well, I'd say it's really 2 groups of, group of 4. Then Right Kilk sort of on his own a little bit. And Jordan, Sapala and Queekel there in a group there together. And it's pretty much line of Stern all in behind. Alex Cooper as well had a cracking start as well from 21st to 16th as well, just outside the points. Roger as well is getting a load of places as well. Ranieri, Reeperchuk as well. You know, it's been the people lose now. It's also been some big gainers here, Tom.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at Florian Guy. He started in the pit lane and he's 21st. So he's made a massive gain, hasn't he? From 29th to 21st. Obviously taking a belief out of my book there. Thank you, Flo. We've been teaching him for years now. Bless you. But yeah, 21st, and he's on the supers. So he'll be going quite far into this race. So he will want to watch later on in the race. But for now, like you said, Bott leading away, and he hasn't got that dirty air, has he? So he's going to be looking after his tyres, trying to keep the pace at his level rather than everyone else. So what can Sixter, Siebel, Brewer, Kilk, and Jordan and co do with this?
A huge amount, good opportunity here for some people, but everyone pretty much line of stern, looking down, hanger straight. No one's really looking to make any moves. Maybe there's a Storm Racing car at the back of the field. It's a bit too far away from that position. One of the Epics as well, just noticed as well, actually, before the race, that one of their engines was running quite low on percentages. They should be able to get it round today. 39% running, but not an ideal situation. I think that was Jeffrey Fournier's car. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But as I say, a couple of engines are looking a bit more, well, they've seen better days at least, and probably have to manage those temperatures carefully, particularly as well today, Tom. Track a bit hotter than they normally run at.
Yeah, but obviously with DRS and long DRS zones and all that, it's going to be running quite a hot temperature. I mean, look at Mercedes; they struggled in Austria, didn't they, in F1? So could potentially be an issue. But Fournier looks to be doing a good job with that car. I mean, 11th place at the moment after his penalty, so can't be complaining too much. And he's keeping on to the back of Harris and Linette quite well. So all opportunities to come throughout the race, I'm sure. As Quico looking very good for Storm in 8th place.
He is, taking the opportunities as well. We know what Madcape are like,
Madcape, sorry, not Storm.
Yeah,
I will get it right one day, guys. Sorry.
I look very similar cars, in all honesty, as well. He can forgive you that one, Tom. But they, what we're like with their strategy tonight, to put on some harder set of tyres, maybe try to one-stop, try something a little bit different, and see how their race develops from there. But we'll keep an eye out on that one. I'm looking down the field. Nothing really major going on, there's no real, everyone's sort of line of stone, no one really battling or making moves, it's again, it's very early in the race, so only 10% of this race done, 5th lap completed, it's a long race to go, but the laps actually here, because the average speed of the laps here, Tom, is so high, the laps go pretty quick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Super League lights only just over an hour long yesterday, so that was 43 laps, so very quick circuit, like I said, and this will be over in before you know it. Importance of clear air, fastest lap of the race so far, 29.5, from 24th place Matthias Moose. So clear air, obviously doing its favour here. You've got the front runners in the very, very low 30s at the moment. Obviously, I mean, Yannick's probably looking after his tyres a little bit, but they're in the low 30s, obviously, in that dirty air. The tyres is in a nice, long bit of clear air, and he's doing 29.5s. So, and it's consistently doing high 29s as well. So, it goes to show that how important clear air can be here.
Moose just, 6 runs wide out of Cops as well, and that's, again, the dirty air taking effect. So, clear air, it's too early really to play it for a strategy, but if you do hit early, get that nice bit of clear air, as you see Martin Rybachuk actually run wide, and he's actually got a stop-go penalty for running wide at Cops corner. That's the game kicking in, and we have been seeing stop-go penalties being removed actually for running wide at Cops. There's no real benefit there, so the game cutting in. So I'll probably say about stop-go penalty today, we might find the fact they might get actually removed from our race director here, Chris Williamson. If I call one out, it may not be the case. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, clear is so important today, and particularly if you're like train of front cars, sort of like you're looking at 60, looking at Siebel, looking at Brewer, you're looking at potentially Right Kilt there as well. So their engineers are going to be on springs, keeping an eye on the gaps behind and where they'll come out in traffic. But doing the early stop here, even by a cut 2 or 3 laps, can really benefit you a lot of time.
Yes, I mean, we were looking at everyone stopping before lap 18.
Oh, it's been contact. Sorry to cut you off here, Tom, but it's been Rybachuk and the 2 Storm Racing cars have a little contact. They get away with it there, but no real action there. But I thought Rybachuk was going to have a big spin there. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's fine. Absolutely. Go ahead and do what you need to do. But yeah, Rybachuk, I'm imagining that that stop will get removed. I had a couple removed yesterday myself, so I'm sure that'll be gone as long as there's someone to let Chris know that it's there. I'm sure he will. But as I was saying, yeah, there we go. So lap 18, if anyone's pitting before that, definite 2-stopper. Talking to my sources earlier, they reckon it will be a potential 1 if they can pit anything after that. And Jack Mayer got to lap 18 yesterday on the source. Box guys feel the need to go defensive. I've said that all wrong, but yeah, 6 around the outside. Can't quite make it work.
I say that's the thing with dirt. Yeah, you're going to try and move like that, and tyres get hotter and wear out quicker. Moves like that's going to get very difficult. It's a sort of move I think you're going to have to do in the first 2-3 laps of your stint, because as the stint goes on, we're on lap 7 now, it's going to get increasingly difficult to get past corners like Stowe Corner there. So Sergi Heras has left the game. Not sure what happened there. I wonder if that's been a an accident there of some kind of very, very recent. Let's have a quick little look. No, it looks like he did that. Actually, I have no idea what happened there, actually. Let's have a... see if I can get on... Oh, here we go. It's... I'm going to get it on my screen, at least, and trying to explain what happened. Well, Tom keeps an eye on the racetrack, but can't really get any clues. It might be a disconnection, possibly. Yeah, it was a disconnection. So Sugiura disconnects from the race, and it's now out of it for this week. And we'll see, of course, we'll see him in a month's time now, so he can get a month's rest, and we'll see him in Germany, fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's a shame. He did such a great job in Turkey, didn't he? 4th place. And completely out of blue, but it's a real big shame. He might be able to come back in, but obviously there could be a couple of laps down by that point. So would be a unfortunate waste. But, I mean, everyone's on pretty much the same pace. I'm just going through the field, checking out the fastest laps, or the laps they did last lap. Everyone's either a very high 29.9, or a 30.4 is the highest I saw. So it's just like, everyone's on very similar pace at the moment. So it's probably why no one can get any overtaking moves done. I think they're just waiting. Obviously, long race, 50, still got 44 laps left to go. Sorry, so just picking your times and making it stick when it matters. Like I said, you want to get it done early in the stint so you can look after those tyres later on. Important
Strategy of the day, picking your moment to make the call. And I just actually see it's a nice gap. Actually, if people can come out on track, it's a nice gap after P19, you know, where Vinicius Ranieri is. I think they'll be keeping an eye on that gap. A lot of the people at the front of the field, see when they come out. It's a long way to go. I mean, on lap 8, of course, we're probably looking at another, 7-8 laps potentially, Tom, for people to make their stops. You know, it's these ultra softs are not going to last all day, are they, in this heat?
No, like I said, 15-16 was around yesterday, and these are a little bit faster, so theoretically you should have more tyre wear. But like I said, very hot. I'm expecting, 7 or 8 laps. We'll definitely have the first people in by then. So it'll be interesting to see who blinks first. And like I said, nice gap behind Ranieri in 19th. So have to try and pick their timing absolutely perfectly, and you can make a lot of difference, especially for someone like Sixter or Siebel or Brewer. The top 5. I mean, they're all pretty line of certain, aren't they? Any one of those 5 could make the blink, and they really could benefit from it.
Volk again defending once again as soon as this trying to break the toe. Straight away, Sixter trying to get around the outside. He might get actually the cut back here, and if he gets on the power, Volk runs onto the curb. Sixter's going to try around the outside here. We're going to get a Red Archer. So almost got the overlap there to make the move, but again, a tricky corner to capitalise that sort of move on. You really got to have the car pretty much fully alongside to get that move done there. See now sniffing all over the back of the Red Archer rear wing. One of the at the front is sort of stagnated a little bit. Let's keep an eye further back down the field. Nice little scrap actually down here actually between Milnek, Fournier, the 3-7 and P11 as well. Doing a great job for the WTF1 car as well. They've got the Hawkeye of Fiduk, Yukapeka Leilu there, Roger and Kubert, and then a big gap there to Pellegrini there as well. But all this nice scrapping all the way down through the field.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, there were fights all the way through the field. So no matter where you are, you're involved. You're not on your own. So it's really good.
Yeah, really good entertainment stuff. And the thing is, the drivers come out of track like buzzing. You know, it's not one of these sort of frustrating circuits where they're, you know, scrapping around. I would say it might be scraps, but sometimes you get these silly incidents happens on these circuits because the track is quite a frustrating nature. But around here, you know, it's like you scrap, you pass, you move on to the next car. You know, it's that type of circuit really, and the momentum's really, really nice as well. About for 16th actually, looking back further down the grid, we got Pellegrini in the Storm and Rybachuk here in the Hawkeye as well. It's about for just at the point 16th place.
Oh, Fiduk having a move on. De Vries can't quite make a stick down the hanger straight for 11th, but De Vries cuts him off quite nicely. So good stuff there from YTF1 11th place. I mean, I think Matt Allington, he's going mental in the chat at the moment, but who knows if they can get top 10? I think that'd easily represent their best finish of the year. So good on them for now. And obviously, like I said, there's still 42 laps to go, but Sven's one of those people who can make a strategy work. So it'll be exciting to see where he goes. Like I said, started 24th place, so the fact he's in 11th anyway is just amazing.
We've got a very early planned pit stop here. We've got Pellegrini pitting for Storm, the first man in the pits, lap 10. And he's going on to the Super Softs. So maybe a bit earlier than we thought there. I don't know how damage on that car. Obviously, he was in the sort of around the area where we had that big tangle. at the start of the race. He might have picked up a little bit of damage there as well, potentially. But lap 10 there, very, very early.
Yeah, I think he might have had a little bit of damage. Obviously, if you get a bit of damage around here, there's only a bit of downforce. Obviously, you've got to compensate by turning the wheel more, which means more scrub off the tyres, which means more wear, more heat, more. Ugh. So maybe that's just what happened. Maybe thought, oh, sorry, I'm in a train. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go try and get some clear air, put a super on and see where I can go.
And, looking through, I've got to say, this could be going back to Sven de Vries, actually. You know, a very fruitful day. And their best result, I believe, for 16th around Canada last time, and Mike Bow actually in the car. So 17th, any position in the points, they'll definitely take us. We've got Fider going around the outside of Sven de Vries. Great move there from David Fidek there, showing his class there. You know, with a great move around the outside of Sven de Vries. Jukka-Pekka Leilu now is going to be the next man to try and get past the Dutchman. Yeah,
nice move, as I said, round the outside. You'll see some of those really spectacular moves today, but Fider's got it done. Oh, Sven has to. You can see where he's not used to the dirty air. He just had to absolutely get out of turn one there. He's not basically Leilu. So Owen Rogers there as well. He's just about going to stay ahead, but it shows how much of an effect dirty air can have.
And I say down the straight as well. You got Roger now. They both got DRS, so Roger's going to try around the outside. Alex Kubi's going to be sniffing at this as well. Side by side into the corner. Sven just about gets on top of that one, but say it's going to be some hard scraps there for this final few points positions. And I've got another car to pick. April Carsfield actually pits as well in the second of the YTF1 cars as well. But back at the front, it looks like that the front two, Yannick Bock and Fabio Six, just breaking away a little bit from Alex Siebel here.
Yeah, just about got DRS, Alex, so that's going to really help him. But it's important to stay as all six has got a good run this time. Round the outside, he's actually managed to make it stick as he's on the left. Yeah, and he actually is now past Yannick Bock into the.
Got that move done. Got that done. So Brett Archer leads here at Silverstone. Gets that move done, and could we see again his second victory of the season here for Fabio Sixto? A long way to go, horse. We're only on lap 12. Just started lap 13, so we 1/4 of the way through after this next lap as well. So yeah, but a nice move there from Fabio Sixto. And then he's leading the Evolution, and then the ACR, and then the Edge Esports there with Brewer as well. He's the one to look out for, I think, Dan Brewer. I think he's been taking it easy a little bit, potentially here, Brewer. And home race, of course, I think he's in a real sniff here of at least a podium, and if not, maybe the race win here. And we're obviously going to keep an eye on the gaps behind him, Edge Esports, but to say he's a dark horse here today. I think he's going to be challenging.
I think, yeah, you're right. Any of the top five, really, you've definitely got a chance to win this race. I mean, Kilk's Kilk's still in the DRS zone of Brewer, so there's how much is there separating the top five? There's only 3 seconds separating the top five, so it's anyone's game in a moment. Obviously, a long way to go, quarter of the way through the race, but it really is anyone's game. Oh, as Kilk goes on the inside of the exit of Madigan Beckett. Don't want to be doing that, my friend. I've had a few incidents here and there over my testing time, so got to be quite careful not to catch that inside curve because it can really throw you off, and Kilk had to do a little bit of a correction, but managed to make it work. But yeah, it's got to be so careful as not to just lose the back end and have a spectacular incident on the exit.
We saw the second of the Storm Racing cars also make a pit stop, so they're probably suffering a little bit of more highway than everything else as well. But yeah, do not run wide onto that curb. You can lose so much momentum down the hanger straight, and just any chance of making a move down there if you are a bit not fully concentrating there as well. But as Lewis Brigade rightly says in the chat, classy move from Sixter.
Oh, we've got Leilu and Roger in the pits for Mazurek and Flag respectively. A bit of a argy-bargy trying to get into the box, but they've managed to get it done. I think we've got Alex Cooper, not De Vries. De Vries has already pitted, actually. He's actually onto the softs. And look at this. Undercut. What's he going to do? Has he lost out? I think he's lost out to Roger and Leilu. I can't remember if he was ahead or behind him. Yeah, he was. So he's lost out, but he has actually ended up on the warmer tyres. Tyres will take a bit of time to warm up so we can have a better run, and hopefully he might be able to get some work done on those softs. So we've got Roger on supers, and we've got Leilu's on the mediums.
Yeah, Leilu taking a risk on his medium tyres. Then we saw yesterday Menno Klont actually tried the medium tyres in the race, and didn't really pay off at all. Interesting to see how they're going to perform today. A few pit stops going at the back of the field now, so open that gap for the front goes to the pit. Let's say Rogers in the train now from Leilu. Is actually Rogers already passed Jukka-Pekka Leilu. And Sven de Vries now looking down the inside here, the Mazuric driver. There he is, makes the moving cop.
Yeah, so I mean, last year I would have said, yeah, mediums was the right choice. But this year the tyres seem to hold on a little bit better, and I don't think the mediums have quite got it. I mean, like, I know last year I used the mediums to really good effect in some races, but this year they don't seem to have the same bite this year. They don't seem to have the pace that they did last year. Look at that Cooper now already on the back of Leilu and ahead again into Stowe, and there we are, nicely through. We've lost 4 places in the space, 3 places, sorry, in the pace of just 1 lap. Yeah. Oh, Hawkeyes are both in. Just look at that, nice teamwork there. As Firelog leaves, Ribchurch comes in.
And they're both going to stick on super soft tyres as well as Fidek comes out. Actually, some nice clear air as well. He's got some good work, good air to work in there. He's looking back at the front of the field now. Lap 14 on the start and the 15th lap here at the end of this one, and six to build that gap over Yannick Bott. The gap now just over a second. So no DRS here for Yannick Bott now to work with. Siebel, Brewer there as well in 4th. You know, Kilk now closing to the back of him actually a little bit now. DRS
Bott,
now wide open.
Yeah, Bott just has it. Just. I think it's like a 1.1 second gap you've got to have. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit out. It's just the speeds that you're going down here. You know, it's makes a difference. But I say top 5 not pitting here. Dennis Jordan, he's following. But here's Jerome Queekle here for the Mad Cape. So what they're going to do? We've got Fournier in there behind as well. So battling the pit stops here between Mad Cape and Epic Racing.
Now, Mad Cape are going to be interesting because they're the sort of team who go for mediums, aren't they? They've taken the mediums a couple of times this season. So I wouldn't surprise me to see Queekle pop them on the car. Is that Pellegrini without a front rear wing? In front?
It is Pellegrini without a rear wing. No idea what's happened there, but
De Vries, what a move! Oh, sorry, just caught out to cut you off at the end of the straight. De Vries down the inside of Stowe, caught Roger unaware, and into 12th place goes WTF1's Sven de Vries. What a move!
Yeah, great move there from de Vries. Just as you say, caught him right off guard there. Cameron Roger was not expecting that at all, and the race from Sven de Vries has paid off big time there. That is him up to P12 now. So nice stuff hit from him. Queekle's come back out on soft tyres and Fournier on super softs for the moment. And Sapala is got just behind Sapala. But yeah, this battle out here for the final bottom end of the points is really hotting up here. We've got now Alex Cooper trying to make the same move on the flag-to-flag driver here.
So, I mean, this is where you can see the difference of compound, can't you? I mean, Soft seems to have been keeping it a bit longer, but as we saw with Leilu, he's already 2 seconds behind Alex. 2 compounds difference, it's not a surprise. Okay, he might be one-stopping, but at that pace, I don't think it's worth it. It's a bit, I think it's a bit hit and miss, but the top 6 all stay out again.
All stay out again, trying to stretch his stint as long as possible. Now, just looking at this, which I think all these teams have selected these compounds, it looks like they're going to go ultra soft, super soft, ultra soft?
Potentially. I'd imagine so someone like Sven, he probably can't make the supers ultra super work. I'm sorry, ultra super ultra, so he's probably gone ultra soft ultra. So that's probably what I expect he'll do. It means he can push a little bit harder on the softs though. It means he can take a little bit more risks, a little bit more risky with the moves like we just saw on Roger. So it does pay off in the end. I know some teams did yesterday, like Menaclon did yesterday, didn't work to his effect, unfortunately for him, but it's something to keep in mind. That's obviously what they've gone for. But going back to the top 6, I mean, everyone's got a pit yet. One problem will be for Evolution. Everyone else is different teams. Both of them are in the same team, so they can't pit on the same lap because they will both run into each other in the pit lane. So it's going to be tricky for those two. So one of them's going to have to bite the bullet. I imagine it'll be Dennis Jordan, but one of them's going to have to bite the bullet and pit a lap later than everyone else.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think you're going to see some of these guys at the front now pit around this time round.
Sixter's lights just come on, so I imagine it will be. As has Bark.
Perfect sense for him to come in. Now, let's have a look. So, Sixter's in.
Okay.
And there's the Epic car in as well, so right Kilk as well. So this is going to be interesting now.
This is big for Kilk. He could really, really make some games here. It depends on where they're going to come out. They should come out in a nice bit of clean air, but It's will be interesting now. Creakle obviously was around there as well. Let's see where he comes out because he was right. He wasn't far off these top 6, so he's going to be the one to watch.
Milnek coming in as well now. Well-trained pit crew here can make all the difference here between coming out in first and coming out in 5th and 6th place. 6th there predictably goes on to those super softs, as well as Right Kilk, as well as Milnek as well. So car coming down the pit lane. Now 6th and Kilk are going to come out and clear track. Well, it looks like Milnek's going to come out in a bit of traffic potentially, but they've really worked that well. They've come out in nice clear air, and they can really push on and make progress for these guys at the front.
Yeah, and someone else who's making progress is Dennis Jordan. He's unfortunately he's running into his teammate who's got a pit. So Evolution are going to have a bit of a problem on their hands here. I don't really know what they're going to do, but Zapata into 7th place, looking really good for Adonis. Obviously, it's Jerry Adonis' turn to take the shine today. 7th place, not too far off 6th and Kilk, so good drive from the German today.
Looks like he's just about to. He's just got used to this car, like we said about Eros Musculi. You know, he's took him a few rounds to get him used to the car this year. I think Zapala's in the same boat. You know, he's taking advantage of penalties, but he's looking really, really strong here at Silverstone today. He's 7 on merit around here.
Here goes Bok.
Yannick Box there taking the opportunity to pit himself.
He's laughing, Brewer. I think he was trying to dummy, but he just pulled out at the last second. I thought he was going to pit, and I was about to say it, but no, he did manage to he stayed out. So Dennis is going to stay out a lap longer, but it does mean that he's with Brewer and Siebel as well. So Bok now is going to be a very, very close eye on where he comes out and what time he goes on.
Well, 6 is going to come out ahead because he's already coming around the final corner right now. So 6 is going to be
Ultras. Oh no, Supers. Sorry, it lagged. Got excited.
So here comes Yannick Fabio 60. He's going to be retake the lead quite comfortably. Now here's Right Kilk. They're going to come out. He's just about to get it, isn't he? But Kilk's on those warmer tyres. He's just about to maybe challenge into this complex and maybe down Wellington Straight, use the DRS and maybe attack into there.
I think Sixter's got this nailed on, hasn't he? He's done a really good job. He's made, just like I said yesterday, the undercar worked really well. He's made 2 seconds on Bok, made nearly 3 in fact actually, and where he was. It's all Kilk. If you make that move, son, that'd be impressive. Oh, a little bit of contact, but he just takes his nose out. But really good effort there from Kilk to try and get around the outside.
Almost a brilliant move there from Right Kilk, but lives to fight another day. Zapala as well, actually right up with this battle. Actually, he's not too far away at all. Only a couple of seconds down the road, 3 seconds down the road. Looking back at the front, Siebel, Brewer, and Jordan all with their pit lights on. Are they all going to bomb for the pits? Yes, they are. No, Jordan stays out. You know, he thought he's going to make the move into the pits himself. He's going to stay out for that extra lap. But here comes Brewer and Siebel. See what's going to happen here between the Edge and the ACL pit crews here in the pits.
The only reason I can think Dennis doing that is so he's not in the dirty air. So, I mean, he's always been quite good on his tyres, as Dennis, but he must feel that he's got enough life in him to still set personal best. I mean, if he has, I mean, fair play, but I don't think that's the right choice.
Both going down the pits at the same time, both leaving exactly the same time. Brewer,
I thought he was going to get him then.
Yeah, Brewer gets a fantastic stop, actually, but they both come up behind Right Kilk.
Yeah,
so Kilk has gained time here, you know, provisionally P3 here for the Estonian.
And he's all over the back of P2, isn't he? I think he's going to make a move on Bok, I think, going into this corner. Bok has to go defensive immediately. He cuts over to the left. Will he make it 2nd time's a charm? He's got the overspeed. Can he make it around the outside? He's going to give it a damn good go. And oh my God, he's got
the high ground, and there he goes. A superb move there from Right Kilk. An epic racing there into a provisional P2 here. Getting ahead of Yannick Bok as well. And Siebel looks like he's got the measure, at least from Dan Brewer as well behind him. Yannick Bok trying to fight back though into Cops. And he just about, you know, Kilk holds that line. Very different to that, but he's side by side through Cops' corner. Now through Maggots and Beckett's, and Kilk looks like he's got the line and the momentum through to hold on for now. DRS coming down this next straight, of course, but Kilk looks like he's got some pretty good speed out of there.
He has. He's taken a really good line. Actually, I don't think Yannick's going to have enough time to get there. All he's done is helped Alex and Brewer catch back up, because I don't think Siebel was actually in DRS, but because they were squabbling in Cops, he managed to just sneak into it. So he's going to be looking at this thinking, oh, tasty. Keep going. But Kilk, yeah, P2 as Dennis comes in. So what on earth is he doing with his gearbox? Yeah, he's coming in. So Sixto now retakes the lead. Dennis goes on to softs. Oh, okay. Dennis has one stop him.
Wow, that's
he's one stop him.
That's the call, and here comes Jordan now. He's dropped back behind into come back still in 6th place here.
That's not bad though, because he was anyway, and he hasn't lost that much time.
No,
He's
really
not
hasn't.
lost much time.
No, and of course, he got a little bit of clear air to work with to catch up to the back of these guys. Kelt going defensive already in P2. He's not risking any moves down the inside or any slipstream from Yannick Bock, but he maintains it for now.
All this does is help Sixter and Jordan. Sixter, obviously, because he can now just run away on this 2-stopper. He's going to run and go for the win. He's got a 4-second gap. He's looking really good. But obviously now, he's not going to be watching these ones. He's going to be watching Dennis. And I'm 99% sure Dennis is on the 1-stop now. Like I said, a pit stop takes about 22 seconds. He's got to make a 22-second gap. He's got to get that over Dennis, and then he might potentially have to overtake him as well. So Dennis Jordan is now the one to watch for this strategy battle.
He definitely is. 32 laps on these soft sides, so 20 on the ultras.
He'll easily be able to
Definitely
go.
made a.
Easy,
He can
easy,
do that. He's got to manage it a little bit, but he can definitely do that. That's definitely a viable strategy. Sapala as well. If he pitted a bit earlier, of course, so he'll probably have to stop for some ultras at some point. P7 for the Dennis drive there. Queekle's in 8th. He's also on softs as well. 48 in 9th. So both epics now in the top 10. Milnick in 10th. We got Feideck in 11th. Here's that battle behind. Actually got Cameron Roger going around the outside of Sven de Vries, sort of doing a reverse of the Sven de Vries move. And now he's putting back down to 12th. Alex Cooper there in 13th and moving the pits there. We've got Christian Pasquale moving into the pits already on lap 21. That's the second stop.
Yeah, but he had an incident earlier on, didn't he? He caught up on lap 1, wasn't he? So I think that's why he's second. But yeah, Fournier's having a look at Mr. Queekle going down at Wellington. Is he going to make a dive? He is. Is he going to make a stick? He is not. Good defensive move there from Queekle, hanging it around the outside. Got the inside for this corner, and on he goes. But Fournier gets a good drive, but just pushed him out of room.
Yeah, just got on that curb there, which is... We saw a couple of instances there in Formula Challenge, actually. He moves down the inside to Jeffrey Fournier. In the inside of Cops, they hang it out side by side. Queekle gets a good line out of there, actually, to keep that position, get the momentum out of the corner. Fournier now weaving, trying to distract Queekle in his mirrors. But Queekle's have none of that. It's P8. He remains in the mad cake. Fournier going to try all as he can, to get past the Dutchman. And Yannick Bock still behind the other Epic Racing car there in P2. But at the front, Fabio 6th here. Beyond that gap, it's over 3.5 seconds now. Really building the gap here, just to, as you say, run away and control the race.
Yeah, he gained 3 tenths on that lap, 29.0 compared to a 29.3. What's Dennis doing? 29.3 as well. So Dennis is matching the top second, third, and fourth, fifth people. He's not quite matching sixth up, obviously compound tyre difference. So I think what Dennis needs, if he can get into the DRS train, this would be really good news for him, because because that gains about half a second a lap. Just getting into DRS will gain you about half a second a lap. So you just need to try and, if he can, latch onto the back of Britt. But he's got about 2 second gap, so he's got a bit of work to do. But I mean, if these four keep fighting, obviously Siebel's sniffing out blood, isn't he? He's got a third and fourth protagonists in the championship, Bock and Siebel, at the moment. So we'll see which one of them can come out on top today. Obviously, it was Bock in Canada. We'll see if we'll be able to bite back today.
Go around Cops once again, but these four scrapping away, of course. You got Bock, Siebel, and Brewer. Dirty Air. Jordan's just managing the situation, I think, at the moment. He knows he's got 32 laps on these tyres to do. He's running clean air. He's managing the situation as good as he can. As long as he can keep these four cars out of him in his eyesight, he's looking good for him. The longer they stay out, he stays out on these tyres, and the longer he's in their distance, his eyesight, then the stronger he will be. So Parla, Queekle, and Fournier also keeping in tabs with the cars in front of them as well. And for back, just looking at Alex Cooper making a move around the outside, same move as Cameron Roger did. Sven de Vries, powerless. He's lost the back of the car. And he just avoids the wall, and he just saves the car. But Sven de Vries there, dropping back outside of the points now. The Sven de Vries now, and he rejoins, but those tyres, I don't think he locked them up too much. He didn't really exactly lock them up. He just sort of spun onto the grass and rejoined again. But Sven de Vries, going to be a long recovery now. He hopefully get back into the fight for the points here, because he's been fabulous so far in the first 23 laps of this race, but going to be a struggle now.
Yeah, that wouldn't have done the tyres any good. It's unfortunate he's been such a good race, hasn't he? But points are still definitely on the board, like I said, 16th, and we'll see where he can go from there. Obviously, he did well to avoid the wall and avoid hitting anyone going to come back onto track. So good stuff from the Dutch American. We'll see where he can go. Obviously, he's still got 28 laps to go at the end of this lap, so plenty of time to work with.
A lot of time and a lot of time to potentially change the strategy, try something different, and get back in these fight for points and fight the cars ahead of you as well. Last man in the points at the moment, Jukka Pakalelu on his debut here for Zurich. Did a good job, you know, and we see a lot of this year actually because of the introduction of Super League Lights. I think people who are coming up this year because of this new series tend to be doing a much better job, you know, when they're actually thrown into these seats. They seem to be because the cars in a lot of ways are so similar. They tend to be doing a really decent job, you know, fighting it out and having good scraps for points.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's baby Super League, isn't it? It's Super League Lights is, I think, it's 50% version of the development. Engines are all the same, admittedly, but apart from that, it's pretty much Super League. I mean, it's a little bit shorter as well. So, I mean, it's not really a massive surprise. I mean, if Lucas Schmidt came into Super League, I'd be scared because I think he could probably win races quite easily. Oh, Dennis, he gets a bit of a squibble coming out of there, but just saves it. But yeah, someone like Lucas Schmidt, I can see it was Fournier. What's happened there? He's going around the outside of Queekle.
Yeah, he's scrapping around the last couple of corners. Yeah, as into cup, it's oops again. It's Cops again. It's Fournier there this time puts he ran outside of Queekle. So nice work there from the Frenchman to this time overcome Queekle in the mad cake.
But for how long he's going to have the DRS, I think he's a bit too far back, isn't he? But good stuff from Fournier. He's now got Sapala in his sights. Oh, he's hitting in the limiter, actually, is Fournier. So he's going to struggle to overtake if he's doing that. But looking good for the Frenchman. 8th place on the super soft tyre. Second, third, and fourth, and fifth. Still so close, aren't they? 6th, really though, pulling away half second a lap.
He's now 5.5 seconds up the road. He is not hanging around for anybody, you know. He's like, well, follow me if you guys want to, you know. I'm not going to stop you following me, but can't keep up. He's just pushing on and building that gap as well. So if and when he does pit in for these the next pit stop, we're probably expecting around about what, lap 35, lap 36, that sort of area. I'm expecting here, Tom.
Yeah, I'd say 35. Yeah, I'd say.
Then he'll be looking comfortable there for a nice, currently 6-second gap back to right kilt. But Kilkeer today has been absolutely stunning so far. Great qualifying performance, and now in the race, got a great race strategy so far. You know, making moves when he's had to, and the undercut really working an absolute treat for him as well. I mean, that P2 with Yannick Bock, the two championship contenders actually, Yannick Bock and Alex Siebel there. Behind him, and Brewer as well, keeping up with these guys as well. And P5 not really been sweat there, but Yannick Bock down the inside, and he's made that move on right kilt there as well. So important move there for the protagonist for the championship.
Looks like Bock's just got sick of this. He's like, nah, I'm bored now. He's so busting, would just say F it and just go for it. So maybe now he can start to push on, try and catch Sixter. Obviously, I think he'll know what Dennis is doing. Obviously, his teammates, they'll be in the same team speak, so they'll know what he's doing. He's just got to try and stop the bleeding. I mean, he's pulling away at 3-4 tenths a second a lap, so Bock's got to try to do something if he wants to salvage at least a win today.
And just got April Carsfield's been given a drive-through penalty. Whether that will stick or not remains to be seen, but a drive-through penalty has been given to April Carsfield in the second of the YTF1 cars. But back at the front, we're back for second here. These podium positions kilt there. It's being looked at by Alex Siebel there, but nothing come of it.
Fournier passes to Parla up into 7th place. I think it's happened a while ago. But up into 7th, and he's now pulled out a second gap. So Fournier on the chart.
And he does this, doesn't he? So often, you know, sometimes it's like Fournier just turns the switch, doesn't he? He just bolts up the road. Like, almost like he's one of the fastest cars on the track, you know. But he ends up half the time having to do these like recovery drives for a grip penalty, you know. So not ideal for him, but he's so quick on his day, isn't he? He's got a sort of pace some races that he can be fighting at the front no problem.
Yeah, well, well, I mean, he won in Australia, didn't he, last year? So I mean, he does have the pace, and you say about being one of the fastest on track, he is the fastest on track at the moment. Consistently 29.1, 29.2s at the moment compared to at least very similar pace to Sixter at the front. So now he's clearing his traffic, he might be able to push on a little bit.
The April Casper now taking her drive-through penalty now. It's just about to get lapped by the leaders now. And there goes through turn 1 and 2 once again. And I think that part of track there, actually, turn 1 2, is so important because obviously there's dirty air through there as well. Obviously breaking into turn 3 and 4, and sometimes they can getting dirty air and getting understeer through 1 and 2 can really mess up your line for 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at Sven, didn't he? He was in the dirty air of, was it Roger, I think, and he just completely just caught unaware, wasn't he? So, very important. It's very important for a quick lap time around here as well, 1 and 2. You'd be surprised, but if you catch the curb wrong, you can lose at least a tenth of a second, which for a full throttle corner is quite a...
Yeah, really mess you up as well. I remember in qualifying the Formula Challenge, I was getting a bit frustrated there, shall we say, before I finally pulled a respectable lap in. Just still the only retirement of the race. Sergio Harrison flagged the flag early retirement after disconnecting. But, so far, the other 28 runners are still going around, and a lot of battle still on the racetrack. Fabio 6 there, 6 seconds up the road from Bok. He's now putting away a little bit from right Kilt, but Kilt's still keeping in that important slipstream. Siebel and Brewer there 4th and 5th from Jordan in 6th and 48. Now we've got Saparo in 8th here with Quickel and the recovering April Castle actually behind them as well. But Quickel having a sniff there around the rear wing of the Ednis car, and Milnek as well. We haven't really mentioned Milnek at all, but he's running in that top 10 as well.
Yep, good job for Scuderia Brasilia. Obviously, with Hoyer having his incident earlier on back in 20th, or he's fighting Gaia actually, so 19th, sorry, so good battle there. But yeah, doing good for the Swiss outfit run by Mr. Yunt. Stop there from Mr. Minek. As what was I just going to say? Oh yeah, so Fabio Sixter's got probably seen that box comparative. Thought right, I better push on. He's just set his PB 28.759 compared to the fastest lap of the race, 28.735, which was set by Bok, but I think that was a few laps ago now. So Sixter maybe feeling the need to push on a little bit now.
Yeah, really pushing on those tyres and building a gap. And I will say I'd rather have a gap than it's that comfort zone, isn't it? If you are wearing your tyres out a little bit, at least you can sort of ease up a little bit to try and help manage that situation as well. But Bok's now starting to put the foot down himself now, and we got right Kilp there actually just keeping in just about in DRS range. But I think Bok's now starting to put the foot down and trying at least challenge. He gets a wiggle there, a good catch there out of no corner, but we've got trying to get the gap closed a little bit now to Fabio Sixter at the front.
Yeah,
it's been contact behind. Sorry to cut off there, but Sapano's been skating around his contact there from Quickel. His car there as well. Let's catch out on replay. So in Stowe Corner, side by side through there. Sapana understeers into the side of Quickel's car. There's just that little bit of contact there, and as a result of the laws of physics, Sapala goes on the infield there as well, so dropping back down. So after such a strong showing, he's now down to 10th, fighting David Fidek.
Yeah, it's a shame, but he's still in the top 10, so it's definitely not over for him yet. Still got quite a few laps left yet, so we'll see where he goes towards the end. Just keeping an eye on the gap between Sixter and Jordan. So obviously Jordan on one stop. From what I can understand anyway, he's about 11 seconds behind Sixter, and like I said, 22 seconds roughly for a pit stop. So he'll come out, if he pitted now, he'll be 11 seconds behind, but obviously he's going to be on either very soft supers or even softer ultras, so he's going to have the pace advantage. So I mean, Dennis, he's definitely looking quick, he's definitely looking good, but will he have enough tyre life left at the end of the race? Personally, I don't think so. From my experience anyway, they really do start to drop off quite nastily towards the end of the race. So it's interesting to see what Dennis does, but I mean, he's trying his hardest. He is really pushing quite hard. He's about to set his fastest lap of the race, but it's an interesting one to keep an eye on, that's for sure. As actually, he's managed to get that gap down. I think the HUD's a bit messed up. It's about 10.5 seconds behind, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with this alternate strategy.
So expecting pit stops around 5 or 6 laps time. That's the expectation, at least. People might go a little bit longer as we see now Kilk, Siebel and Burrow still welded together in his final podium position. Kilk they get a good drive out of there down to Wellington Straight, but now Siebel's got the slipstream out of there. The reigning champions now looking down the inside of the Estonian as to go into the turn 5 there, and he makes the move on right Kilk now. I say everyone now just seems to be starting to get a bit impatient behind right Kilk now and starting to make their move.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously for Siebel, it's a bit more important, isn't it? Obviously, he's got a championship to fight for. He doesn't want Bok to go too far away up the road. He's obviously at DRS now, so he's got to try and push on. I think as soon as he saw that the DRS range had gone, he was like, I've got to do this, and he's just gone for it. Just to note that Alex Cooper's coming to the pits and put on some ultra softs, so I expect he'll be on a free stopper today. He'll be pretty quick on this lap, I imagine. Probably a set fast lap of the race, but interesting to see what Alex has gone for there. Promotes Sven de Vries back into the points, though, in 15th place for YTF1.
So Foreign Guy has got a stop-go penalty as well. It's interesting to see if that one sticks or gets removed as well. But again, for Red Bull Street Fighter, once again, there's the penalty being removed. But once again, for Street Fighter, it's been a difficult year so far, and 4 points on the board. It's not what they would have wanted at the start of the year. But at this stage, 19th and where's Chris Butcher at the moment? Actually, I can't remember where he is. Actually,
25th really at the moment.
There he is, 25th.
He was involved in turn 1 accident, wasn't he? So it's unrepresentative of where he can be. We all know how quick Butcher is. So a few incidents, unfortunately, for him today. But hopefully, we'll see more.
And he's definitely a driver I've admired for many, many years, Chris Butcher, and I hope to see him in Super League next year. Interesting to see if he does make that move, where he'd be.
Sorry,
but
Brewer's overtaken Kilk.
He has, so Kilk seems to be struggling now on these. Of course, he pitted first out of all these guys, didn't he? So maybe just struggling along a little bit now on these ultra soft tyres now, and he might have Dennis Jordan to worry about potentially as well. Not necessarily straight away, but the gap's only 1.8, and I think Jordan's catching up these guys up. First lap of the race, actually, interestingly, barely mentioned him. Stefan Rill in the second of the ACR cars. Right down the all there in 20th place, but now just at the fastest lap of the race. He's stuck on some ultra softs as well, so we're looking really, really fast at this moment in time. But I think he did actually mention he's on the free stop as well, actually. So yeah, it's not probably a huge surprise that he's putting some quick laps in.
Yeah, Brewer's about to put a quick lap in. It seems like everyone, Kilk seems to be holding everyone up. As soon as everyone goes past him, they're setting their fastest laps of the race. I mean, Brewer's just set at 28.7. That's his fastest lap of the race. I know Siebel set his fastest lap of the race just now at 28.6. And Bok, when he went past, he set his best lap of the race, which was a 28.6. So, right seems to have been a cork in the bottle, which is now being released. And like I said, Dennis Jordan now within that second gap. He now does have DRS. Just about doesn't. But yeah, he's about to get it.
David Feidick makes a move for the pit lane for the Hawkeye team. He's been running around the top 10 area today. 20 laps to go. He's going to stick on another set of super soft tyres to the end of the race. This is definitely two-stroke strategy, the way to go. Sven de Vries on the soft tyres. What's he going to stick on this car? Probably going to stick on another set of softs. Probably tells you actually a bit more about the YTF car more than what Sven de Vries wants to do. Obviously, as a lot of people know, the least developed car on the grid so far, and taking its effect not just on performance on the track, but also the tyres as well.
Yeah, and it's a shame because, like you said, we know how quick Sven is. He's blindingly quick, and YTF1 obviously struggling this year with the upgrades, but who knows? He's still in the hunt for points, I'd say. Not all over until it's over, is it? So, see what he can do now with 20 laps remaining, and if anyone can do it, it's Sven. So, we'll see where he ends up at the end of the race.
No one making moves, Paul pit stops as we enter the 33rd lap here. We're into the 33rd lap, going on to lap 34. Dexter still leads by 5.5 seconds from Yannick Bok. And Siebel trying to close him in. So that gap now 1.2 seconds, or just under 1.3. It's going to turns 3 and 4 once again. As we understand, Mitchie Hoyer's had it off on the circuit. Where have we had a look
he was
at that?
battling Gaia, so he ran 17th. Yeah, Hoyer down to 20th.
Hoyer down to 20th. We've missed that on camera. I've just noticed Jeffrey Fournier's pitted in now. He's going to stick on some super soft tyres. The first one really to pit around that kind of area on track at least. He's obviously Fidex pitted a lap before. So Fournier's going to try and make this undercut work, actually. As now Milnek goes to 8th place. He's actually now all over the back. He's caught right up to the back of Jerome Quickel as well.
I think Quickel might be starting to struggle on his tyres. He's been on for quite a while, hasn't he? I expect him in the next couple of laps. So Blanek as well doing a good job for Scuderia Brazil, 8th place at the moment. Obviously, once the pit stops for he'll be back in 9th. Oh, look at that. With a wiggle from Quickel, but he's got it saved. I say he's not used to the tyres. He's actually about to set a PB, but yeah, I expect him in very soon.
Great
As
stuff.
Jordan onto the back of Kilk, and through he goes. Kilk's going to be pitting in this lap, surely. He's really struggling now, losing a second a lap. And does he dive right into the pits?
Yes, he does. He does dive straight into pit lane off that overtake there. So big, falling away a little bit in this race now, right, Kilk, but it's to be very happy. Should still be happy running in 6th for the pit stop. He's going to bolt in the pits now. 18 laps to go. I expect it. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Actually, it's right on that sort of cusp, I think, between supers and ultras. I think the safe bet's obviously going to supers, which he doesn't do, of course. He goes into ultras.
No, yeah, I think ultras now will definitely make.
Because obviously the loads of fuel load in the car as well. So, and obviously more rubber in track helps the tyres go a go more than before. So at the start of the race, so he's going to be trying to get a couple of these places back now. Now the gap between himself and Dennis Jordan, that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. Because of course we know Jordan not planning to stop again. It's around about
24 seconds. There's no way.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, more like 9. Wow, it looks like to me, look, 9.2 for Dennis Jordan and 28.8 for Wright Kilk as well. So it looks like to me, I said about 19. I think he must have had a really quick pit stop.
The HUD's just, I think it's a bit all over the place with the pit lane
Yeah.
there. But Sixter's got his pit light on. Where is he going to go? He's coming in. So 22 seconds we say for a pit stop. Ew, he's going to be close to Quickel. It's going to be close to Quickel. If Quickel comes in, it should be fine. Quickel and Linek, but he's got to hope that they don't overtake him. Obviously, they've got to come in, but he's got to hope that they come in and not go round again.
So here comes Sixter down the pit lane. 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers an hour. He stops in his box. Ultra soft tyres go onto that Red Archer car. Leaves the pits. Nice smooth pit stop. No messing around there from the Red Archer pit crew.
Ooh, he's going to come out in traffic though.
He is. He gets
that's
behind
not gonna
Quickel, behind Milnek as well. So that's going to be interesting stuff. Now he's on that very quick rubber, of course. And I think the two guys have not pitted for a while, so he shouldn't be held up too much, I imagine. You know, if you can get, well, if you get past him pretty quickly.
Well, there's one.
And look at that horsepower go in that Red Archer Valiant engine car. Straight past the Scuderia Brasilia car. As he makes light work there of Quickel's now excellent up the road on those very old and worn soft tyres. I imagine by sort of a lap or two's time, he'll be flying past that Mad Cape as well. But back at the sharp end of the field, here is Yannick Bock and here is Alex Sewell as well. He's still two liners done. Sewell's actually caught to the back of Yannick Bock.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's looking racy, isn't he, Mr. Siebel? That's Bock, who's going to do the undercut. He's obviously reacting to Sixter.
And Brewerson as well. This is going to be interesting stuff. Now, I'm going to see now, obviously not going to come out around the area of Fabio Sixter. We've also got another car in as well. Michi Hoyer has pitted once again in that Brasilia car. He's going to held up a little bit. Oh, this is going to be interesting now. He's going to brake. Well, Hoyer's definitely not going to brake, and oh my goodness me! I mean, that's to be honest. I mean, there's no contact in the end there, but that was a little bit silly there from the guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like a little contact, which is decent, but yeah, could have been handled a little bit better as Bock comes out in 6th place, but he's actually gained 3 seconds on Sixter in those in that pit stop. Sixter still isn't past Quickel, who does actually have the DRS of Hoyer now, so it's not going to make it easy. I think Sixter's got him here now, but no, he's not making the moves. He's finding it really difficult to get past Quickel here.
And Quickel's holding on, and rightfully so. It's full position. But now gets the traction out of Woodcut. And looking to now drive around the outside of Quickel into Cops. Now this is risky stuff because Quickel's on his old soft tyres as he squeezes. And he tries to get around the outside. Quickel defends with all his life, you know, going through those corners. They got to obviously Hoyer ahead. He's a lap down as well. Gets out of the way and nicely so. He runs completely off the circuit.
Oh,
Actually,
Sixter is getting impatient. He really wants to get this move done, but Quinkle's got the DRS from Hoyer, so it's not going to make it easy. Now, okay, this helps Bok, but this helps Dennis Jordan even more.
It does, and Siebel stays out once again as well. He's not pitted. Obviously, Jordan's not pitted. There goes the Brasilia car in the pit. Quinkle's holding up Sixter. You know, nothing against that at all. He's not making that easy for him whatsoever. And this is going to be interesting now. Where's the gaps on the racetrack? So we got Sixter, Yannick Bok there as well. He's 4 seconds behind Fabio Sixter now, so that gap's come down by a couple of seconds. And it's going to be take 2 now down the Wellington Straight.
It should be a bit easier now. Jeroen's only he hasn't got the DRS this time, so Sixter should in capital letters get this move done, and it does look like he's got it done before the corner even hits. So a big important move for him there into 3rd place. Next man up the road, Dennis Jordan.
And that gap there, 14 seconds. So here's the situation. So we got about 14 and a half laps to go here. Now, obviously, the more the tyres wear on Jordan's car, the more effective he's going to be. But a second a lap here, plus some overtake, is pushing it a little bit.
It's going to be close. It will be close. We haven't really seen what Sixter can do on the fresh tyres, have we? So see what pace he can do. Dennis is in the high 28s, very low 29s each lap. Sixter should be in the low 28s. So it's going to be close. And obviously, as Dennis's tyres wear on, they will get worse and worse. So Sixter really is pushing. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. He's about to step fast lap of the race, actually, Sixter. So Quinkle finally comes in. Sixter's about to step fast lap of the race. But it's, 13 seconds, 14 laps. It's going to be close.
Let's see. We're going to come out in this as well. Obviously, got Dan
Dan
Brewer to think about as well.
Yannick Bok, 27.5.
Yeah, very, very quick indeed. He's up to P3. Brewer's past Siebel. He's up to P4. Siebel's lost out here, staying out a little bit longer, but obviously on a fresher rubber now. Kelt's dropped back a little bit into P6, but ahead of his team, Jeffrey Fournier's moved up a couple of places into 7th. Quinkle's going to come out in P8. Matt Cape ahead of David Fidek, who's benefited as the race has gone on. He's got quicker and quicker. And Zapata, actually no, apologies. Minek's into 8th. Quinkle's in 9th, and now Fidek ran out of top 10 with Zapala over the back of him. So
this is going to be a tense end of the race. I'll say, oh my goodness, because Bok and Brewer both did 27.5s. Sixter 28.1. Obviously, he had battling Jeroen quite a lot, but it just shows how much he was losing behind Quinkle, wasn't it, really? He's losing 6-7 tenths a lap. It's given Bok a glimmer of hope. Maybe not a load, but a glimmer. But Brewer does have DRS on Bok, so could be interesting. And before the end of the race, Brewer definitely sniffing a podium today.
So here comes Jordan. He's going to come across the line now. Set probably the first representative lap time of these guys. What pace they've actually got. So there's Dennis Jordan, 29.1 seconds there. Here comes Fabio Sixter, 27.8. So just over a second, 1.3 seconds faster. That time around alone. You know, it looks like at this rate, if that gap was still to come down, it's 10 seconds now between Jordan and Sixter. If that gap keeps going down, and they will be racing each other, but in the end of the day, I mean, it's easy to say that in theory, but obviously traffic as well. Traffic's going to play into it a little bit with the people at the back making pit stops and falling into this battle potentially as well. It's going to be touch and go still.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is probably Dennis's only way to win the race, isn't it? I mean, he's got to take the race. He was in 6th place. He's not going to finish 6th. I think he will finish higher than that. But I mean, this is the best chance for him to win the race. He feels he can do it. It just depends on how quickly Sixter's and Jordan's tyres go off, really. Sixter's going to be pushing as hard as he can, try and catch, but obviously him doing this is going to be destroying his tyres. And if he gets to the end of the race on those ultras and they're not in good shape, Dennis may have a chance.
Put your predictions in now with 12 and a bit laps to go. Put your predictions in now to see who is going to come out on this race, the winner at Silverstone. We've seen another car actually in the pits. That is Chris Butcher in the Red Bull Street Fighter. He's in for a pit stop himself. There goes Jordan once again, 29.3. Sixter comes across the line. Obviously got Bock actually closing into the back now of Sixter as well. That was 4 seconds the gap, now 2.3. 27.9 from Sixter, 27.4 from Yannick Bock, 27.9 from Brewer, and 27.3 here from Siebel. So they will be Constantina up a little bit.
So if they do Constantina, I mean, that will be Dennis's best hope. Obviously, if Bock and Sixter start battling, and obviously Brewer and Siebel get involved as well, it'll obviously take time for each other. I think maybe that's what Dennis is banking on. He's still only setting low 29, so tyres are starting to wear off ever so slightly. Sixter's obviously still at that stage where they're still decent.
Tell you what, there's a battle to look out for here. I was just about to say, there's a cracking battle going on, but now definitely not pits, but a battle for the last points position. Sven de Vries, Els Pasculi, who's recovering, and Christian Pasquale. These three scrapping out here for the final point. This can run and run.
Yeah, obviously 12 laps to go for these guys.
Oh, spin it for Pasculi as well through a turn 1 as well. He's really, dirty air there. Once again, he backs up into the gravel. And where's he going to get going again? He should, there's no damage on the car. He could fight for the point, but looking at his reaction there, it looks like he's going to escape it out of the race. So the Edenis, the race winner last time out, retires here at Silverstone. It's not been a good event since lap 1, really, when he got involved in an incident. And Masciuli there, tough event, and he's now ended in the gravel trap in the exit of turn 1 and 2. So that is unfortunate for Edenis. They got Sol car now in 10th now for Sapalo. He's put in a great effort here today and looking strong here, but he's got Fidek now closing in over the back of him as well. But between 2nd and 5th here, it's going to get tasty, isn't it? 11 to go here, but going to get nice and tasty in the closing laps.
I wouldn't say 2nd to 5th, I'd say 1st to 5th, man, because
they're
catching. They are catching. So people have asked to chat, obviously, what they think is going to be, who they're going to think is going to win. We've got Ryan von Schleimer. Sorry, I've really butchered that name, haven't I? They're going to bunch up. I think Bock's going to win. Work together. The two Evolutions can work together, which is a good point. Obviously, Evolution Boys are going to be aiming to work together to obviously try and cement not only their championship hopes for the teams, but obviously Bock's drive as well. Zembrax VT and Kears Makers, obviously from Super League Lights fame. I kind of sense a Siebel win and a Siebel win. Siebel going for fastest lap after fastest lap. So looking quick, and in fact, Siebel, he's actually on the back of Brewer. So Siebel does this, doesn't he? He always pops up at the end, just out of nowhere, and sets crazy lap times. Look at this, he's got the DRS. He's going up the inside of Stowe, and he's into 4th place. So Siebel on an absolute charge. He's on course to set a 26, for goodness sake. He's so fast.
He's put that engine up to maximum, hasn't he? And he's really, really being committed now to close up the gap to Yannick Buckles. There's only a 4-point gap between these two when the event started today. As it stands, it actually I believe, as the points work, I think we tied on points. Potentially, no, I think 16 for third. It's 16 for third, isn't it? I think 13 for 4th, if my maths are correct on that. So there has to be a 1-point gap between the drivers, if my maths is correct. I hope it is. I really hope my maths is right on that one.
That'd be nice to end the way summer broke, isn't it? Tied on points.
Yeah, but actually work out as a 1-point gap, I think, if my maths is correct there as well. So couldn't get any closer, really, if that is the case. But Jordan now 5.6 ahead of Sixter, who's closing rapidly every lap, about just over a second a lap. Then we got Bock there, who's gap still 2 seconds between these two. Siebel now rapidly closing in, 27.2 last time around it was. He set the fast lap of the race. Brewer in 5th, Kilt there in 6th place, almost running his own race now. He's dropped back from the leaders, but also pulling away from his teammate Jeffrey Forney in 7th, Quickle in 8th. Milnek there in 9th place, right behind him, and then Sapala in 10th. He's pulled away now from Fider in 11th, Roger in 12th, Reberchuk there in 13th, done a really nice job there for Hawkeye. Pasquale in 14th, and Sven de Vries now in 15th, as there's, I think, a couple of cars have pitted around him. So de Vries here on course here. He's got a 4-second gap behind him to Alex Cooper. He's on course here for a points finish, but Cooper's stuck on some ultra soft, so that gap could close down.
Shout out to Michael Francesconi. I think it's impossible to defend from Sixter, and I think he may be right. I mean, the rate that Sixter is catching, Dennis, is quite rapid, isn't it? So it's it's gonna be close, but I think he's right. I think once 60 gets to the back of him, I don't think there's much of a chance for Dennis to win. Definitely a podium chance still, but it's going to be very, very tight.
I think the tyres are just falling off of Dennis Jordan's wagon now as the gap is coming down at the rate of knots as goes through Cops again. You can just see the cornering speeds as well between Jordan and Sixter, particularly through Baggett's and Beckett's. A section like this, it's going to be a struggle now for Jordan to maintain this position.
Especially now the Sixter can see him on the road, so now he can see his name popping up. He's going to be thinking, right, now it's time.
Getting the back of that Evolution Motorsports driver. What a season this is with Fabulous Sixter. Don't forget, this is a driver who started last year in Academy Series. Has come up through the ranks. Did really impressive last year for Red Archer. Last year as well, when he come in, I think Belgium was his first round. Actually disconnected from that before the start, I believe, or the first lap. Come in and still done some really impressive performances. Here he is, looking at his second career Super League win after his first in Istanbul, and a hot favourite to get his second here as well. So it just shows that all those people watching at home who might be thinking to get involved in this series, you can come in with, relatively unknown name, perhaps, no disrespect, but then come in and do performances like this. It shows that if you've got the dedication and talent here, Tom, anyone can do it and step in and be really, really successful here.
Yeah, and I mean, we've had it this year. We've already had it this year, haven't we? Obviously, with some drivers who started in the academy and they've done Seiken Super League and they've done some really good jobs. So, yeah, it's really, really nice to see that the system works. It's nice, isn't it? As obviously Dennis Jordan himself, he started in Super Cup. Yannick Bock, he came in, he was a Super Cup driver last year. So it works. The system works, and you can make places up throughout the like I said, Sixter, perfect example, isn't it, really? And he is a perfect example of trying to catch someone. It's Dennis Jordan. So his fastest lap of the race last lap, he went 28.6. Still a whole second slower than Sixter's, unfortunately. So Sixter's still looking very, very racy for this weight win, as we have 7 laps to go at the end of this lap.
Yep, 7 to go, and it's the 4 will become 5 in a lap or two's time, won't it? At the front of the field, so it's going to get very, very close. But as we've seen all year, between these 4 drivers, obviously Brewer as well, going in the last couple of rounds, really fighting to get in the front of the field. But these 4 drivers at the front, really close all year, really competitive, but always keeping that respect and keeping it clean as well. That's what we really like about this battling. Yeah,
it just shows that actually, okay, the start might have been a bit iffy, obviously a few instances, but actually, you know what? We can have a nice race in our hands. We can race cleanly. Super League like yesterday was absolutely fantastic for it. So it was a good ending yesterday. Can we have an even better ending today?
Let's find out in about, say, 10 minutes' time. Of course, we'll find out the winner of this race. Going through Cops once again. Sixter really close up now. He's actually in DRS range now. On the back of Jordan's car, we'll go down. Go after Maggots and Beckett's, going down the hanger straight. You'll see the Red Archer's DRS rear wing pop open around about now as he goes down straight. Of course, Jordan defending, and Bock as well, actually in the background, taking that defensive line already, trying to break the toe.
Yeah, so we've got Sixter, who's actually hit the limiter there. I mean, he's still get past quite nicely, but yeah, it's just going to say Siebel all the way over the back of Bock now, and he's dragging Brewer along with him. Brewer seems to have found a second wind and is got to go again. Siebel 27.0, so he's still pumping in the fastest laps of the race. So I still don't know who's going to win this race. I mean, any of the top 5 can still win it.
Of course, it's the first time for a while as well. Fabio Sixers has some dirty air in his car as well, so it can be affected a little bit. The tyres will not be running as comfortably as they was. But the longer he stays behind Jordan, the worse they'll get. So he needs to get the job done pretty quickly, because he's definitely got the marauding Bock and Siebel as well. As here comes the move around the outside for Sixter. Jordan's trying to put up a fight as there's contact between the two, but they get away with it. But Sixter there takes the lead once again here with 6 and a bit laps to go.
So I imagine Dennis is just going to let Yannick by. So he's going to give him the slipstream and just let him go. Try and get after Sixter. But yeah, is Dennis going to fight Alex with a bit more vigour? I believe so. Yeah, look at that. You can see the cornering speed. Look at that. Even with Yannick just all over the back of Dennis. It's crazy.
There he goes once again, down the straight once again, and move over to the left-hand side of the track, or to us, the right-hand side, if you're watching at home. And there it goes once again, but getting a bit on understeer there. Bock and Siebel could be on the move here on Yannick Bock, his championship protagonist here, and could be in line here to maybe spoil the plan of Evolution Motorsports.
I mean, from my point of view, I hope not. From a viewer's point of view, I hope so.
Yeah, it's painful for you watching this at the moment, I understand. Just to let you know that Vinicius Ranieri's got a stop-go penalty being given to him, and he's coming in the pits now to take it. So banned 25th. Doesn't matter hugely it just doesn't help though nonetheless. And looking back at the front, Box passing Jordan. He's made the move down the inside. Seawards now sniffing all the back of Jordan's wing already, and maybe get a move here down this straight here as well. He's got the slipstream there of Dennis Jordan's car. If he's going to make a move into Cops, it'd be a brave thing to do. Now he's going to have a little nose in the mirror, but I think it's going to be the move down Hanger Straight would be probably the likely thing. As Jordan runs wide onto the curb there, actually. Gets away with it. Go through Maggots back at once again.
Oh, Dennis had a really good run out of there. Really good run from Dennis, actually. Bolt had a bit of a poor one, actually. It's actually going to be under threat. He will stay behind, but it's really giving. I wonder if they're going to try. I wonder if Box is going to say, you know what, I can't catch Sixter today. Let him have the win. I wonder if he's going to try and help Dennis keep third.
I wonder if it's the same type of strategy they're going to do as they tried to do in Spain. As Siebel's trying to run outside. Gets a bit quickly, Yannick Bock. Siebel's running outside. There's contact between the two as they go off into the infield. As Bock and Siebel and Jordan there have the incident there. So that's an interesting one there. The call. Siebel gets away out the road, but look who's benefited. Dan Brewer into that podium position.
Yeah, so it all started. Dennis got really squiggly, didn't he, into the final couple of corners, and I think he just had a bit of bout of understeer. If I'm honest, I think he caught it, and he just seemed to have a bout of understeer, and it just. Yeah, he's nowhere to go. It's a racing incident. There's definitely no malice involved at all. But, I think it's just a really, really poor bout of understeer from Dennis. But now he's under threat, actually, from Kilt for his fifth.
Yeah, it's really not worked out for Dennis Jordan. That's the last thing he needed was an incident. Of course, as you rightly say, a racing incident. You know, there was just that understeer on those very, very badly worn soft tyres. But Kilt now looking to pounce in his remaining few laps. Sixter up the road there, 2.5 seconds now here for Fabio Sixter now. It's looking comfortable. It'll be 3 laps to go as they cross the line here in a few moments' time. Just see what Bock can do.
2.5 seconds. It'd take a mammoth effort to do it now. Sixter's about to set his fastest lap of the race, in fact. So I don't want to commentator's curse, but Sixter's looking incredibly good here for the win today. Bock, though, looking to take the lead of the champion.
Yes, it'd be interesting to see where Sixter will be closing right at the back of Dennis Jordan in the championship as well, because the gap between those two is about 20 points. So Sixter will go into the season break, the summer break here for the 4 weeks, looking really, really strong about his championship. And probably, if the results stay as they are, we're trying to think, do you know what? Let's push his third place in the championship. You know, obviously a long way to go. There's still 7 rounds to go after this, but Sixter's going to be feeling really, really strong about his championship potentials here for his second win of the season, which it looks like it's going to happen. Maybe push on, but right Kilt now trying to put the misery here on Dennis Jordan as they go through for P5. This is the battle for as well to go through Woodcut once again. But it's going to be difficult here for Jordan. You know, he's even got the lap car there of the Red Bull Street Fighter car, the Butcher as well. He's trying to get, trying to unlap himself on these two cars as well.
Yeah, Chris is sensible enough not to do anything silly, so you probably wisely just back out of it. But Kilk, I think it's going to be a matter of when, not if. I think with Kilk. So Dennis, unfortunately, I think if he hadn't, if he hadn't had the incident, he could have been in 5th quite easily. But it's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame. But these things happen. Like I said, it was definitely a racing incident. You can see when he went on board with Dennis, his full lock. It's understeered into him, so it just happens. But Kilk, he can't quite get it done there. So, I mean, 2 laps to go. Who knows? Dennis might be able to hold on. But still, a valiant effort. He would have been 6th anyway with a 2 stop. So, he hasn't lost anything. If anything, he's still got opportunity to gain. So it's not. I mean, for Evolution, it's good as it. I mean, look at them. I mean, they're still the best performing team today. Their championship going into the break looking really good. So yeah, I mean, it's a win-lose, but it's not as much of a loss as it could have been.
Definitely the valiant effort, that is for sure, as their engine is going to take looks like another victory here once again. Quasar getting a opponent. It's a yellow flag actually coming out of Woodcock corner. Ranieri's pulled out to the old pits there, and he's going to retire from the race. But here comes Roy Kilk, P5. He's passing Dennis Jordan, and Butcher's also trying to lap himself on Jordan as well, but he's backs out in the end. But let's Kilk up the 5th.
Yeah, like I said, a matter of when or if. I mean, it's good. I mean, Kilk's done a very good job today, hasn't he? I mean, he lost a little bit of time towards the end of the race, but he got it done in the end. So, good effort from the Epic guy. Obviously, 7th place as well for Fournier. So, Epic had a really good day at the Woods, actually. Good day at the track, isn't he? So, just having Queeker, well, shout out to him, 8th place. Really good job. He's actually not far behind Fournier. So, in fact, actually, Fournier might be under threat from Queeker in the last lap. So, really good job from the Madcap driver. Mlinek in 9th. Doing a great job on Zapala, managed to get the top 10. Roger as well, actually. Where's that come from? 11th place for the flag-to-flag driver. He started well down the field. Really good job.
Yeah, he's probably gained the most positions here today. Fidek in 12th, Rewchuk in 13th, Pasquale in 14th. Alex Cooper looks like he's going to get 15th. He's going to be under threat from Yuka Pekalelu there in the final lap. The Freestone 17th, Rolton 18th. Florian Guy in 19th. Going to be another point to stay here for Red Bull Street Fighter. Matches Moose in 20th, who's I think he got caught up as well in the lap one incident as well. You know, he's had a rough day in the office. Pauline.
Oh, Brewer's overtaken Bach. Ooh. Last lap.
Wow, I did not catch that at all. But it was a move down the Wellington Straight, and he passed around the outside of Yannick Bach. So Brewer here on the final lap looks like he's going to get second place in 2 rounds for Edge Esports. A stunning performance.
That sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? I just flicked onto him and went, what? I just ran the outside of Yannick. I thought he was overtaking a lap car, but no, good job from Dan. He's really done a good job looking after those tyres in the dirty air today. He's done a fantastic job. So, shout out to Mr. Brewer. But I think today he's going to be 6ers. I'll let you take the end, but yeah, happy day.
And a stunning job here for Red Archer once again here. You know, they've taken their championship going strength to strength. And Fabio Sixer here takes his 2nd win here of his Super League career. He takes the flag here at Silverstone. Tremendous job. Dan Brewer again, once again, 2nd place. And Yannick Bach there, you know, closing that championship gap down to Siebel to, I believe, 1 point.
Queequel got ahead of Fournier.
He has. As well. Kilp there in 5th, Jordan 6th. Queequel's got ahead of Fournier to race the line there, 7th and 8th there. Milnick in 9th, and Sapala will round out the top 10. Coming over the line as well. So really nice job. His best, I think that's his best performance of Super League this year. I think for Sapara. So really nice job there from him. Roger's going to come home in 11th for flag to flag. Find it there in 12th. Yeah, another few points there for the former double champion with his teammate Rubachuk actually going to follow him home. So strong effort here from Martin Rubachuk. Pascal there in 14th, and Alex Cooper going to run out the top 15, getting the final point for the Seoul Green Stripes Racing today. So Cooper's done a solid job. Layla there in 60th. Sven de Vries going to come in 17th place for the YTF1 car. Stefan Rott in 18th for the 2nd of the ACR cars. Florian Guy in 19th. Matthias Moose there going to come in 20th ahead of Dino Paulin 21st. And the first of the lap cars there, Chris Butcher, Noah Chiller 23rd, Michi Hoyer 24th for an instant pack race for him. April Carsard 25th. Pellegrini 26th, and then the DNFs there: Ranieri, Masculi, and Heras. But I'll tell you what, Tom, we got the summer break now, but this championship's looking really, really spicy.
Yeah, I mean, one point gap. I mean, yeah, the team championship's looking pretty good, isn't it, for Evolution? But this driver's one's definitely not out of the way, especially with A6 is driving. I mean, there's no reason why he can't get involved as well. So we've still got a lot of races to go. 1 month to recharge. I think there's going to be a lot of determined people over this summer break.
There is, you know, and it's time to recharge the batteries for not only the drivers and team managers, for us commentators as well, you know, because it's been a very, very action-packed first 9 rounds of the season. we're going to round it off at Silverstone here today. Fantastic evening's racing. Again, obviously different strategies being played out. Some to good effect, some to not so good effect in the end. But I say fabulous evening's entertainment as well. And that's the main thing. That's what we watch these broadcasts for as well. But for Fabio Sixto and Dan Brewer today, really, really impressive stuff. They played their strategies there to perfection to get the first 2 positions here today. Yannick Bott, P3. Really nice stuff there from him as well. Right, Kilk as well. Always been in the action there, getting that P5 in the end. Overtaking Jordan. So that has been Silverstone. Really, really good stuff. So now, of course, we won't have much racing to go on for the next few weeks. Obviously, got the Academy Series coming up on Tuesday. So if you are a new member in Super League as well, you've been watching this tonight, you think, I'd love to get involved. Sign up in the forum, sign in on the website. Get involved in the Discord as well. There's always people there to help you get involved. About 600 members to help you get started there as well. So plenty of people who can help you out. So invite your friends along as well, and really get involved in the community here at GPVWC. So plenty of exciting action here for the second half of the year. Obviously, we've got some interviews as well we're going to do to round off the evening's action here, Tom. But let's say, what start season we've had. So much action here this evening, and of course, this first 9 rounds of the series as well. And Hockenheim's next, and that's going to be action-packed as well. I think we've lost Tom Parker. I might have sent him to sleep. So I might have sent him to sleep a bit there with me yapping on all evening. But I say we've got a few interviews there as well. So in the Teams Championship, Evolution looking really, really strong. Gaining more points over ACR tonight as well. So I think ACR, they haven't really had that second driver performing, this year. Obviously, Silver's done fantastically well, leading the championship. But for ACR, it's been a season of struggle, and they're going to be under threat potentially if things carry on like this. Possibly from Red Archer, the gap could close down a little bit going towards the second half of the season. So definitely one to watch out for there.
Oh, am I back now? I think my game lagged out. Oh. Yeah, I am. Woohoo! Red Archer looking real good, aren't they? Moose had a bit of a funny one today, but ACR, like I said, the second driver not performing. Obviously, Fired wasn't doing the best job in the world, was he? He did a good job, but not amazing championship level. So ACR maybe looking more backwards than they are forwards, which is a bit of concern. But yeah, 9 races down. If the next 7 or anything as good as the last 9, we're in for a treat.
Of course, that's in a month's time as well, and I'm sure we'll hopefully see some new talent coming through the ranks here as well. It doesn't look like we're going to get any interviews tonight. I think everyone's throwing to me, obviously, So I think unless everyone jumps in, I think we're going to round off the broadcast there. So I'll say I hope you guys all enjoy your summer break. It's going to be whatever you get up to. I don't know what you're going to be up to, Tom, but
I've got the F1 esports drafts.
Yeah, well, we wish you all the best of that. I'll say I'll just enjoy what sun's left and chill out a little bit, I think, and hopefully enjoy all the banter and the gossip that happens in the community as well. I'll say until next time at Hockenheim, I've been David Carter. Alongside me has been Tom Parker. Garrett de Vries on the cameras as well. Did a stunning job as always. We really appreciate your hard work, Garrett. And at WTF1 Super League at GPVWC, we'll see you in 4 weeks' time. Take care. Bye for now.
To keep up to date with the latest GPVWC videos, click on the subscribe button, or check out more of our exciting sim racing action by choosing a video. For more information on the league, visit gpvwc.com.